Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Thursday Night Poker is what we're calling this. CCG Poker TV. Hey everybody, this is your best friend Ken, your best poker buddy. Hey everybody, it's Ken here with my buddy Brandon.
What up?
Monthly 3K free roll for our August qualifiers, which happens in September. So sometimes I call it the September free roll, sometimes I call it the August free roll. Either way, we gave away $3,000 here. You're supposed to say something cool, witty.
I was looking at myself and I was thinking about how cool that jersey was looking.
And I made fun of you for wearing that jersey.
You did.
I was like, Bengals jersey? Really, Brando?
I mean, they're coming off a Super Bowl appearance. Anyways,
It's true.
how many are left? Everyone?
9?
Yep.
So that's
think
quite
there's
different
9.
than last month.
Yeah, last month,
We were down to 5 or 6.
in the first 5 levels for the July/August free roll.
Right, whatever you want to call it.
Last month's free roll, in the first 5 levels, we lost 3 players. But no, we did have some wild, cooler hands.
Aces versus Kings.
And
I don't remember the rest of them.
yeah, there was a lot of weird hands.
Oh, there
just a lot
was
of cooler
top
hands.
pair versus top pair and a flush draw against top set.
Jude rivered a gut shot to knock a player out.
And then remember the kid in the 9-seat fist pumped when he got it in 2 pair.
That was Jude.
Yeah,
and then
Jude rivered the better full house.
Yeah.
Or better 2 pair.
Anyways, we're here on the September/August free roll for our qualifiers.
300, 600, 600 big blind Annie.
Yeah. Just after break.
20K starting stack, right?
Yeah.
15-minute levels.
You see some regular faces in there. Jude, I already mentioned in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seat right in the middle of the table. Sitting next to him is Sony. Both of them have qualified for every free roll we've had. The 20K free roll, both 3K free rolls.
Tommy, too.
Tommy's in there as well. Did he qualify for the 20K?
He did. He made the final table of the 20K.
So these, I mean, if you're playing in a tournament, and these are the guys that you should be talking to figure out how do they grind in these tournaments so well. What's their secret? I know what Jude's secret is, and he's leaving. He's going to flight school.
Today's is tomorrow.
We're going to miss him. Hopefully he comes in today, which we're recording the end here on Sunday. Hopefully we get to see him.
Yeah.
He won't be able to four-peat.
That's 1,200.
All right, what do we got going on in this hand? There's actual poker being played?
Yeah, it looks like Paul raised to 1,200. Fold. Sony calls with a massive 6 deuce.
That's it.
Oh, we're on the flop now, so he does have a flush draw.
Yeah.
Paul's
Yeah.
got ace, shitty kicker. Heads up, just got to fade a diamond. But it's against Sony, so you never fade against Sony.
Nope.
Check.
Check. Sony electing to play a little trappy.
Board pairs, but Sony does have a deuce as well.
Right. So they're not
he's
too
just-
worried. This is Hold'em.
He's just really beat him in every which way.
Right. He needed a 6 deuce or diamond. He got both. And Paul would basically be calling here, hoping to chop, right?
Yeah.
Because any ace is going to be chopped.
Yep.
Call.
He does call. He's looking for a chop. Maybe he's got ace, queen, ace, jack. Nope, 6 deuce of diamonds. Hand number 1. Going to Sony.
Actually, it's a pretty good call by Paul. You just can't.
Oh, we got chip stacks.
You can't beat a diamond or a deuce. Sony has both.
He does. Paul's down to 7 big blinds. Vicky 10. Then going up to the top, Kenny is our chip leader with 38K.
38,000 in the
It's,
2 seat.
That's a double up from a starting stack, which is a lot in a sit and
In a
go.
sit and go.
Right.
It's funny, we were watching Poker Go was on last night at
The event.
CCG. We were watching, and they got some big names in those. Like Dana Negreanu played.
And what?
Helmuth. It was like a poker. Oh, that might have been Poker After Dark. But do they play sit and go in Poker After Dark?
They do sometimes. They do
Yeah.
a lot. I mean,
Maria
it depends
Ho-
on what year. I mean, like they could be.
It had been fairly. Maria Ho was in there.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. Poker Go's amazing, actually.
There's
a lot
watching.
of- there's
I
a
only
lot
watch
of
it in November, and I do pay for the year, but it's worth the $98. Like 100%, it's worth the content.
So Trish started the limp train here. Call. Then Kenny's in there with 7-5 suited. Sal with Jack 9 suited. Jude's in there completing the small blind, and then Vicky, she checks.
Checks with 3 deuce. Scottie Pippen. No, it's 33.
No Pippin. Yeah, 23 backwards. I mean, MJ.
King 3.
Backwards.
Nobody flops a pair.
Well, Vicky, 2 pair.
Vicky flops a pair.
Nobody turns a pair though.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, Vicky giving it away with the head scratch.
1200.
Yeah, she just knows she's got to be good here with bottom pair, 5 ways.
Somebody's
got
to take a stab here eventually.
It's going to be our chip leader Kenny. He turned the gutter ball.
Folds.
Oh, she gives it up. I would have liked to see a call there.
And Sal's just like, man, Jack 9 of hearts, and you really put up the king 3 flop.
Kenny
And
takes it
there's
down to 7-5.
just pure aggression, right? Chip leader putting out a bet. Nobody's got anything.
There's the perfect
Take it down.
example of what I don't do as the chip leader, or I do, and then I end up just punting off all of my chips. I do that, and then
Timing is everything.
Yeah, and somebody's just laying in the weeds with kings.
I kind of believe you, but
All 4 of them or just 1 king?
Yeah, who cares? More than I
More
have.
than you. Well, you have 7. Right.
Walter is in the 1 seat. He's our second chip leader, co-chip leader.
You find out once
Sure.
you see that I'm
It is weird looking at this, like the different paths that people play to get into the field. Like I think Walter's just like bangs out a couple deep stacks. Like,
Yeah.
winner, 2 good deep stacks,
2 good
maybe
deep
a
stacks.
1.5 times points. But, you know, he does it I'm going to get 2 or 3 big cashes in the month. Whereas Vicky's like, she's a grinder, like, I'm going to go to Batavia and play every single double points. Because that's really smart. She lives up there anyways, but it's easy for her. But she's more of like I'm going to take advantage of the 2x points.
Right.
And then you have Trish and Sony and Jude and who's the 9 seat, or Tommy. They like to play the late nights, the small field late night. You know, the 40s kind of get in the smaller fields. And then Kenny also is like Walter. He's like, I'm gonna play the deep stack every week. I'm gonna win it twice. I'm gonna get 4th twice, and I'm in. So it is kind of weird that these are coming from. You know, you got early bird players in there. You have deep stack players, and you kind of got the guys that play everything.
Your Judes that are playing the Action Jacksons,
Right?
with
The
12,
Action Jacksons
15
and the
people.
pineapples and the PLOs.
He got a bunch of 4th and 5th places, and
you just get them 4, 8, 12 points.
And they win occasionally too, but
Correct,
like you don't
correct.
need to win. You just got to get in the top 25% of the field, and you're getting points, and that's a great way to earn points, which is why people should be playing these late night tournaments.
Right. And then if you go to a late night tournament at a slow spot, it's
Batavia,
now even less people
Tinley Park,
and double points.
Right. It's like you're just
You kind of just show up, and you kind of got to be bad at poker.
All right, so we got a raise from Kenny with Ace Queen, pretty standard. Tommy getting a little sneaky here with the Jack 9. Paul goes all in for 4,200, so it's a raise of
3K more.
Yeah, which means at that point you're going to get called by at least one player,
Right, there is
maybe both.
No fold equity.
No. But you're not really you don't really care about the fold equity
Correct.
at that point. You kind of want to get it in 3 ways.
You're happy to get in with 6s.
He really wants to see this. He wants to get it all in and have to dodge 4 overs.
True, but it is 33% 3-way. Oh, we're heads up.
Yep. So Kenny went all in, and Tommy.
This is so now he can basically triple up here. Paul can over triple up, and he is a favorite.
Yep. And
he
I like
only
this.
has to beat one.
Paul really doesn't mind any way this goes. Either he's going to get 2 calls and he can triple up, or Kenny's going to raise and bet the other player out, or vice versa, and get down to, he's going to isolate.
Correct.
So like, it's great.
So now he just needs to do the hard part and win the race.
Come on. Are you kidding
Gotcha
me?
10. He's good. 6s are good.
Yes, there's a full triple.
Why am I always surprised when 6s beat a hand like that? I feel like the ace queen's ahead. It's not. They're behind.
Right.
And for some reason, I'm always surprised when like the
6s just
small,
hold?
Yeah, they just hold. Maybe because I never hold with 6s.
Right. It's just
almost.
And I'm
this
gonna
stuff really happens in the world.
I'm gonna
'Cause it
complete.
doesn't happen with me.
I'm gonna complete the trifecta today of just losing money all week. This has been the worst week of gambling for Ken. We should do a mini podcast.
Right. Well, what are you
of
gonna
just,
lose
like,
today?
Ken's degenerate
Sports betting.
Oh, $100.
That's what it is.
Wait, I'm gonna bet you. Then I'm gonna bet on the Bears today and just punt it away.
Ooh, they're the night game too.
Market. Oh, they're the night game.
Yeah,
I'm
son.
so screwed.
So it's the only game on TV. Too bad.
This is the only way I'm getting even. I lost money on Thursday. I told her we were recording. She still calls.
Well, you know what? She loves you.
I guess. My wife.
All right. Well.
So yeah, we just got to figure out how much I'm going to bet on the Bears.
Right. So you lost some PLO on Friday. You lost flipping on Saturday. So sports betting
And sheets.
and sheets and
Yeah. Actually, I won in flipping. Well, I broke even in flipping. I gave the kid. I lost it all. I was like 600.
yeah, it's a lot.
Considering we were $1 antes, like it shouldn't get up that fast.
No. All right. Walter's raising it up with the 5s.
Yep.
Kenny's in there with the 10-9 offsuit, a little splashy. And
riding the
2200 is kind of a large wager here. So he is riding the rush.
Yep.
He checked.
Even though he just lost an all in.
True. He is in position.
Yep. And in all honesty, he's got 2 overcards. Doesn't matter.
2 overcards is correct.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, he doesn't know Walter has 5s, but it is nice when Walter does have 5s and he flop top pair.
Well, I like when I have 9-10 and I just flop top pair.
Right.
Never
9-6 deuce.
He bets. Walter.
No,
calls.
Walter bet.
Oh, Walter. No, hold on. Let's get this
Yes,
out.
Walter bet 2200. Kenny doubled it, made it 44.
Okay.
And now it's back on Walter. And your 5s kind of shrivel up here when you get min clicked, right?
Especially when the guy puts in the chips faster than you've even. You just.
But you thought that Kenny bet.
Right.
Because it was the other
Correct.
way.
It was the other way
so
around.
fast.
And rightfully he folds. Thunder Truck's leaving.
Yeah, I hear it. On the way to the event. So you heard it here first, guys. The truck is en route at 10:44
Hell yeah.
to Bridgeview.
I changed my. Got the new iPhone update last night.
Well, you managed to do that, what, in the car ride over?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just take your mind off a little tilt. And
That was a massive tilt. Kind of like the new notifications, too.
I don't want it to come from the bottom.
Oh, yeah, they do come from the bottom.
Yeah, so like when you get a text now, it's like it shows up.
It's down here.
Yeah, everything's down there.
Different. All right.
I watched like a 30-minute YouTube video on like, here's all the settings you need to turn on in the new iOS 16. I did like 3. But it's really cool. You can take a, I'll show you something while
Kenny with force.
folds to him. Under the gun +1, so I guess really only under the gun folded to him.
Raise the 12.
Double it again, right? 1200?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Trish with 7s. Sony with 10s. This shit only happens on TV.
Yeah.
Online poker's rigged.
Ace-7 here for Vicky. Kind of a tricky spot, right? I mean,
She's
has
got 4,900
8
in
bigs.
chips. Yeah.
You see 1200 call. You got to kind of be licking your chops, but Ace-7 offsuit kind of doesn't really do much
Not a
for
great
you.
start. Paul's in the small blind. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Paul's the big blind.
He's coming along.
So he's going to come around and see just because.
I mean, he's already in for 1200. It's 600 more.
Right. King Jack 6. Nobody really improves.
Sal with an open ender.
True.
But, for 10, 7s, and 4s, this isn't the flop.
It's not a great flop.
It's not a flop that Paul's looking for either.
Hey, Brandon, did you know 10s are the most difficult premium hand in
They
Hold'em
are?
to play?
No.
That's what they say on the Overlay, a poker podcast, brought to you by CCG Poker.
I mean, here we are. 10s have the best hand. But there's King Jack 6 out there 4 ways.
And
5 ways.
No idea how to play it.
Right. I mean, sure, sometimes you're up against 7s, 4s, and Queen 10.
And 9-5.
Other times, it's Ace King and a Jack and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
No idea how to play that. 9-5's finally get on there. Sal's all in, so Sal takes the initiative here to go all in, and he's probably going to get it through. Oh, no, he's not going to get it through.
Tris says,
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I got outs, but
He's got outs. That he does.
I got outs.
A lot of outs.
I kind of stone cold like this 7s call.
17 outs.
outs I have there.
No good.
8 on the river.
Yeah, when you call.
Got our first man down.
Good move, man. I had 10.
Sonny would have won with 10s there, but he can't be the third person in that hand.
You don't call, I was going to call. I had 10.
Sonny says, if you hadn't called, I would have called.
Small blind, big blind.
Well, Sal's the first player out. Vicky's still at 8 big blinds. Paul almost triple that, double and some change.
So if you have a picture, which is a cute picture, you can like take
Yeah, she was showing me that. But what do you do with that?
send it in a text message.
Why wouldn't I just send the whole picture?
Because you don't want the background.
I don't want the background. That makes
Nobody
sense.
had a king or a jack.
Like it just sounds like I took her out of the picture. It just says, I wish you could make this like into a sticker.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
But it's not.
Maybe you could. All right, back to Kenny again. Seems like it's always on Kenny. The camera always finds its way to Kenny, and Kenny's in there for the 9th hand in a row. Jack 8 is my personal favorite hand, so he's gonna limp in. Sony's gonna set mine with some 6s.
Had 10s last hand. Got 6s this hand. Sony's just a pair making machine.
Sony called every
Oh,
full.
with 9-3 off, that's one of the worst.
Yeah.
And Walter with ace jack.
Ooh, good ace jack.
I knew he didn't have
Three
a king
ways.
jack, but then when she calls, I figured she had a king.
He checks.
That's a good call though.
I think he's been kind of pressing the gas so much here and getting calls that
So we gotta
I
step
understand the
back.
idea of like.
And Sony flops a set,
700.
but nobody has anything else.
It's the problem with poker. You need somebody to have a second best hand to come along with you.
Fold.
Otherwise, nothing happens.
But Kenny's going to get creative here. You know, there's some good
You
turns
keep
for his
saying
hands.
Kenny's going to get creative, and I think you're talking about me,
No.
and then I'm confused.
There's a dude
as
on
to,
the
like,
screen. His name's Kenny.
I know, but
I'm
then
just
I'm
reading the screen.
Right, then I'm confused about what's going on. Like,
Right.
did I do something different?
Bet 1200.
Check bet call from Sony on the flop. Check bet from Sony on the turn, meaning Kenny check, Sony bet. Kenny gonna give it up now, but now he's got. now
I
he's
was
got
being
nothing.
very facetious, by the way, when I said there's a lot of good turns for Kenny, because there ain't many good turns for Kenny when Sony's got a set. Nah, I think like 5-7 is the only way he can win the hand. But Sal's making his long victory or
Walk of shame.
walk of shame. Yeah, the opposite.
400, 800.
I try to walk of shame faster.
Yeah. Look at this, Kenny.
Obviously, our most aggressive player at the table, Kenny.
Yep.
The chains are out to New York, sir. What am I bill?
Vicky and Tommy haven't had much to.
Yeah, they've been mildly short stacked the whole time, so
Good luck. I'll see you guys.
kind of hard to get to be very aggressive when you're the short stack.
Yeah.
You're kind of limited by that.
Trish, ace-4 of clubs under the gun. Interested.
Oh, this
to
was
see
Mike's
what she's
only
gonna
screw
do.
up.
Why blinds are up?
Nope.
Okay, well blinds are up.
Call.
He moved the button twice.
Ooh.
So it is a difficult thing. Like it's why when players, I do it a lot. Like even at the WSOP, I would tell the dealer button is right, and then I would like make a show of like showing them I'm moving it. Some dealers really get pissed if you touch the button. Like AJ, remember AJ?
Yeah.
AJ
You
used
do
to
not
get so
touch my
mad.
button.
Do not touch my button because he had a system. Scoop, push the pot, muck
Scoop
the cards.
move the button.
Move the button,
It's like
shuffle.
clockwork, right?
So they
It's the same.
just, if you interrupt that kind of interaction, it's fine. But like that's what happened here. A player moved it, didn't say I moved it. Mike looks up, just moves it in his his ordinary sequence of events, and then
Yeah,
You
if
get
somebody
off.
moves the button to me when I'm the button, or I grab the button, I always do like a little clicking sound with the chips on the button.
you try to make it right. It's difficult.
So what happened here? Somebody made it a lot.
I think
Kenny
Kenny
in the big
raised.
blind. Yeah, there was a bunch of limpers, and I mean a bunch of limpers. And Kenny said, "I've played 9
No
hands in a
dice.
row. I got the ace-7 of spades.
Kuriak.
Here we go, 3,300."
Yeah, I mean, I like that play. I mean, you got to punish the limpers. I'm a big fan of punishing the limpers. I feel like Dan, won't say anymore, punished the limpers in PLO. Like, he just punishes them. Everybody wants to limp in, see a cheap flop, and he's like, no, pot. He's just, I'm not going to let you see a I mean, he isolates down to just getting it into 1 or 2 players, and that's
So it's
it.
really funny. Well, Vicky does decide to, kind of go with her 7-6 of hearts here. There was
See if
so
she
much
flops
dead
anything.
money in there.
Oh, for sure.
And she does still have a flush draw. She's probably liking her spot. And
Turns to 6, which is good. Her one undercard.
Yep, that'll do.
Angler.
And that's like a triple up for Vicky.
I think it's, yeah. When she was at like 4,000, so it's really almost a
4x,
4x, yeah.
3.5x.
16,000.
It's funny, I didn't know which Danny you were talking about because I was thinking old.
How old? Danny? Danny the plumber? I could use him right
No,
now after I just had a big
no.
water leak at my house.
No.
I only win with a
He educates the youth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of Danny.
there is. I know that's who I thought you were talking about at first. But
He
then-
educates the youth. That's great. All right. Down to 8. This is an odd table because it was a very weird. You will see this reoccurring of lots of short stacks continuing on. Like, nobody got out. It was very tough on
And
the,
I
on
do
the game.
feel like this groove of players here isn't there. I like that they're taking it very seriously, not like the old. There was a couple people in the last free roll. They're like, "This is a free roll.
I
I'm
don't care."
going to CCG afterwards. I'm in there. Let's see if I can."
Well, there's kind of 2 schools of thought when you play free roll.
Right.
Either jammy, build a big stack and then make something happen, or just like punt and
Right. Or it's like these. I feel like they're like, hey, I'm already here. I already drove out here. Might as well play good. And, try
And you
and
get
make the money.
20,000 in chips. It's
Yeah.
a 15-minute levels. It's the regular deep stack levels. I mean, you're starting at 100, 100. Like, this is good poker. Like,
Yeah,
you
it
can't
isn't.
argue
Yeah.
about good poker here.
Correct.
Sit and go wise for a single table tournament,
19.
you are not getting any better value.
No, of course not.
Not to mention it's free.
Well, yeah,
so.
the value is that it's free.
But the structure's good because
The
sometimes
structure-
you get
you get into a
shitty-
free roll and you're just all in. And
Yeah,
you're
it
like, why did
just
I even do
sucks.
this?
You're just flipping for it, which I'm actually totally okay. with.
So obviously, Kenny's our initial raiser,
Yep.
and two people kind of tag along from the big blind and the hijack.
He flops a jack, middle pair.
Trish with the open ender.
She gonna see me? She is. She's gonna see a turn.
Check.
Bingo.
Turns an ace. Riva bingo.
2,500.
Problem is, she probably would have wanted to hit the 9.
Yeah, because the ace,
Because
is,
the
a little
ace is a
scary.
little scary for Kenny. But
But-
what do we know?
Right.
Kenny's just a wild man of betting.
Check.
And this is where Kenny should be sounding the alarms a little bit, not snap calling, but he does snap call, and she shows the nuts.
Calls. I mean, you got third pair here.
It's
Kenny. You
2100.
could have got him.
It's
Yeah.
2100.
It's a good bet
She
by
kind
her.
of nickel and dimed him.
Yep. With the nuts.
It's nice by her. She, knew that he didn't have a super strong hand. Wasn't going to call 9,000.
Yeah. She got the right number.
She's like, king will call here, maybe a jack will call here.
See, that's something in the game that I don't always do, and I wish that I would, is that thought process right there. Like, I'll get, and again, I think for me it's less about, like, thinking out loud, going, well, am I going to get called by king here? Am I going to get called by a jack here? What do I get called by? Or what range of hands can I get called by? In my mind, I'm like, I don't think he's super, I'm literally going off like a Kenny-o-meter. Like, how strong do I think he is? What do I think he's going to bet? Do I want to make it look value bluffy? Do I want to make it over bet? Do I think that player would do it? So I kind of go that route versus the idea of, like, you just said, like, oh, I can't bet 9,000 because I'm never going to get called by a king here, blah, 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 you know? It's interesting because I think you go one step further down the rabbit hole, and I'm playing on the Kenny-o-meter.
Hey, sometimes the Kenny-o-meter works.
Sometimes the
It's
Kenny-o-meter
on, it's
is
on.
freaking
it's just
spot
it's
on.
Calibrated day to day.
Yes.
Sometimes the meter is
Calibration's
spot on.
off.
Right. Other times, not so much.
All right, ace king from Sony, ace 10 from Jude. I think we're going to see an all in and a call here.
I don't know.
Jude's a good player, but I mean,
So Jude made it 2,000. Sony did rip it here for 24,000. I mean, what does Jude hope that Sony has? Going crazy with ace 9? Probably not.
he punts or he gets rid of it.
Mucks, folds.
That's what I said.
Or punts 2,000.
Punts 2,000.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Kenny's pre-flop raising in 44% of the pots. That's quite a few.
That's almost half.
Right. More than 40%.
More than a third.
It is.
Yeah. Not quite a half.
Yeah.
Somewhere between those two.
Right. More than 2/5 even. Wow.
2.5 fifths.
Two-
Nope, that would be half.
That would be
2.2 fifths.
That's
There you
about
go.
right.
That's some drunk math
That
right
actually
there.
is right.
Yeah.
We're good at math, guys.
At times. There are times I'm good at math.
Vicky 9-8 off, under the gun, out of there.
Not a great spot range-wise for her to open up there, Brandon.
Nope.
Can't
but,
really do
how
that.
About, how about this for Tommy's opening?
Queenies, couple of Hollywood waiters. Third most difficult hand to play.
2,700.
You can get lucky.
Second, no. Fifth most difficult premium hand to play.
Or second easiest.
However you want to look at it. Clearly, Brandon and I are plugging for the Overlays new poker podcast coming out probably early next week, Monday or
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
I think we're going to record it after this on Brandon's drive home, but we're going to open with the easiest of the premium hands to play that are tough.
2,700.
I'm going to have to figure out
The
We-
literature there?
We ranked the hands 1 through 6 of the most premium hands and how difficult they are, meaning
play.
like the most difficult premium hand to play is tens.
Yes.
Then it's ace king,
yes.
then it's aces,
Yep.
and then it's jacks. No,
Jacks, aces,
Very
queens,
low.
kings.
yeah, tens, ace king, jacks, aces, queens, kings.
13.
Got
Kings
that.
are the easiest of the premium
hands.
hands to play.
Of the hard hands to play.
Right.
All right, so Walter is unfortunately...
Listen to the podcast; it's really
Yeah,
quite
right,
good.
Listen to the podcast.
We get through it much better than that. It's
that-
early on Sunday morning.
This is a weird spot here for Walter. He called Tommy's open, and then Tommy's just ripping the flop when he flops.
So you made it
top pair.
2,700 on a What are the blinds? 3-6?
4-8.
4-8 now. Okay, so it's a pretty hefty raise.
Right.
It could be screaming like.
This is a sick fold by Walter.
I mean, you could almost think like 9s, like a middle pocket pair. I don't know if I'd put them on a premium pocket pair, like 10s, which is the most difficult of the premium hands to play.
It is.
How many times do you think it
Tommy
could?
had queens there.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But,
Do you like the all in there?
I do. I just don't know how Walter folded. That's really sick.
You feel like he should have got a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when Tommy gets the big blind to flop top pair, king kicker, backdoor king high flush
And the
draw.
best kicker. Yeah, I mean, not the
like-
best kicker, but a very good kicker.
I mean, Walter,
Well, you said it.
Walter ain't losing a much.
You said it the other day. If you play king 10 and you flop top pair, what were you hoping to get when you called with the king 10, right?
The king top pair, obviously not the 10 top pair.
I get it, but then you're worried about your kicker.
I agree.
I mean, it's like there's no good can come from that hand. I think if you're not going to play it all the way through, you should have gotten rid of it earlier.
Yeah.
Don't go halfway and then jump off. Seems like a bad idea.
It just sucks when you got so much money in there.
Players all in.
I get it.
All right, Vicky gets a hand to see some with
Fold.
Walter's mystery hand of the day. I gotta see that one.
No, that's in the muck.
I don't think we're gonna see.
Sony.
But yeah, I was having some trouble with Sony's cards every once in a while. All right, Sony's all-in moment. What do you think, Brandon?
I think he's going to fold. But I don't know.
I mean, it's 13,000. It's half of his chip stack. What kind of hands would he need to have in order to make that happen?
I think.
13,000.
Okay, I was
Okay,
about to say. I was about to
ace
say.
jack.
Ace, I was
Who's
about to
that
say.
hand- who's that
Ace
handsome
queen
fellow?
off.
You need ace queen or better.
Ace queen off or better, which I guess the next closest hand to ace queen
jack
off is
suited.
ace jack suited,
Yeah.
right? And then maybe like eights plus,
Yeah.
maybe nines, eights, nines. I mean, Vicky maybe is a little wider, so you go eights.
Yeah.
So I guess this would be right on
I-
the border.
I
right?
honestly
if
don't
you say
think-
eights plus ace queen off,
Yeah.
this is the border.
This is the line, and
Right.
he's just under it. So
Correct.
theoretically, by our evaluation,
This is-
Sony should be folding.
By like the
Which at this
thinnest.
point, if he hasn't called now, I don't anticipate. I very rarely do I see players wait this long and then call.
He did.
Okay, Sony just blew out my.
Right.
This is the 1% Sony. Mm-hmm. He calls. He figures his ace jack is good.
It's not.
It's not.
But again, that's very
70-30
close.
here. I mean, it's borderline. We said it's right on the line of
It's
like.
borderline, and this is maybe where it's a free roll. Borderline and a free roll. I'm going to go towards call.
Yeah, I mean, it's delightfully tacky but unrefined.
What was that? Hooters in the
Hooters.
'90s.
Yeah, Walter's got Hooter shirt on. It's great.
He does flop a flush
Sony,
draw.
Sony flops all diamonds and cannot get it to go through.
By all
Vicky
diamonds,
doubles
he
up
means
again.
Two diamonds,
You're right.
but
You know
yes,
what I mean.
I do, but I don't know if
The players
all
out
this-
there know what I mean.
Do they? Did
They-
you guys
they-
know?
they should.
Or were you guys all like, "Huh, Kenny's done. That's the four of spades."
Kenny's
and then
clearly
you're like,
going
"Yeah,
on
Brandon,
4 hours
obviously."
of sleep.
Yes. Okay.
Because then I couldn't fall asleep last night. I love how this is just our Brandon and Ken hour, and everybody on YouTube gets to watch it.
I mean,
and occasionally we'll make some good comments on like that. I feel like that last one, those were good comments, mostly by you and my affirmation, but pretty good there. So I got home late last night, couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Then right as I'm about to fall asleep and giving up on TikTok, 3:30 in the morning,
So this is your problem.
the dog starts barking.
Okay.
But it's not a angry dog bark like I'm worried about a burglar's trying to break in, or there's like a possum in the backyard, which happened the other night.
Yeah. It was like a dog dreaming, barking in their
I
sleep.
think she was dreaming. It's exactly what I thought. 100%. It's
Yeah.
you obviously have dogs.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was that like
Loud
little
little
yelpy,
yerp, little-
right?
yeah, like
that
the
she's
barking.
having like either a good nightmare or she's either having a nightmare.
She's dreaming something.
She's dreaming. So I go downstairs just to double check. But then I'm a little nervous, so I got to put on my pants. I got to get my gun. I got to
You
load
did
the
all that?
shotgun. No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I definitely looked for the gun. Sometimes I
Right.
forget where it is.
Did you put on your pants?
I did put on my
Okay,
pants
so you
because I don't want to fight a burglar in my underwear.
It is true. It's like I think about that. I'm like, if I'm gonna die here, I at least want to.
I want I don't want to die in my underwear because I've been wearing it all day. It's stinky.
Right.
Right?
You know they're
Like,
not
I don't
gonna
wanna
get to me
do
in
that.
the morning. I mean, they're
No.
like this guy.
I don't want my kids to find me in the morning in a pool of my own stinky underwear sweat.
Right. You don't care about the blood.
Long
Just
story
the
short,
sweat,
I
yeah.
think she was dream barking and then she woke herself up. I went down, let her out at like 4 o'clock in the morning. But long story short, that's why Ken's mind's a little off. Because then
Yes.
we were up at 8 to do stuff.
Hey, sixes have been good to the set miners today.
I do remember watching this and thinking that 6s were hot.
Tommy checks.
Tommy checks. He's laying the trap. Early position, that's what happened. And Jude is actually a player that I have noticed. He's leaving now, so I can give him a little bit of Jude is a dedicated bluffer. He will rep a hand and just rip it the whole way through. The problem is, Jude, you can rep a king here. He can beat a king.
Right.
So, like, if you're repping a king, ace,
or
king,
aces.
or aces,
even aces.
Fine. Queens. Remember, Sal kept saying, I can beat a 7. Great, Sal. I can beat a 7 too. There was 2 7s on the board. He's like, I can beat a 7. I was like, well, cool. I'm still betting.
Right.
Like, I know you're telling me to, like, lay off the gas here, but I have a full house. 10's full of 7s. Like, I don't need a 7.
All right, so check. I'm interested to see if...
Ace is actually a good card, I think, for Jude if he's repping the idea that he's got a big king with a good kicker.
It is true. I was hoping that Tommy would check because I wanted to see what Jude
would have
done.
fired. Yeah, but now at this point, I feel like Jude...
knows
walk
that
away, man.
Yeah.
Don't put any more chips in there. You're not going to get a triple barrel bluff here off of Tommy. He's looking him up. But I feel like the look up here is just to set the pace of, like, I'm coming to get you later. He's giving up. Knuckle. Finger mustache. Into corner mouth scratch.
You know, it does suck when you start bluffing and then you turn something.
I will say, how old is Jude? 21, 22?
No, he's not. 19.
19? God bless him. And I love that he's
He
rocking...
said he was 2 years old when the Bears were in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
so that means
yeah.
he was born in 03. That puts him at 19, yeah.
And I immediately go, you were born in 87?
87? No, the last
No, the
Super
other
Bowl.
Super Bowl from the Bears. I was like, oh my God.
By the way, did he call?
Heads up.
What happened
No,
here?
no, he folded.
500,
He folded, didn't he?
1,000.
I don't know.
He had to.
5, 1,
That's what I thought too, but look at him.
You bet when I
He could have. He
Look at all
can't.
those pot. Look at all those chips
He's
in that
not
pot.
going to hero call with a 9 high.
Okay, well, if he
Nobody hero calls with
no,
9
turn
high.
a pair of nines.
Oh, he did?
That's what I was saying. It's a problem when you bluff and then you turn something.
Oh.
He
I
turned
didn't
a
see that.
9.
He might have called.
He did because he's only got like 10,000 left.
Not even, like
Yeah,
7.
he called.
Well, way to go, Jude.
And again, the viewers are like, yeah, if you watch, clearly
we're
it
not
said
watching.
call and he put the chips in.
Well, Mike moved too fast.
Yeah. We're over here talking. What were we just talking about?
How old Jude was, and I love the
Oh, yeah,
fact that
Bears
he's,
Super
I
Bowl.
love the fact that he's rocking the Metallica shirt. It's great.
Yeah, you were like, name 3 Metallica songs. He's like,
It's all right.
Full.
I mean, a lot of people wear Rolling Stone shirts, and I don't think they can name 3 Rolling Stone songs.
Yeah.
Could you name 3 Rolling Stone songs?
no, but I don't have a Rolling Stone shirt.
Oh.
Full.
But Mike, the dealer, he couldn't name 3 Beatles songs.
Oh,
so
my
that's
God.
that's impressive.
A lot of dog crap hands on this one. Kenny called with the suited
So
Kenny's
Kenny's
close connectors.
I'm finding that Kenny's in there. He's under the gun +1, looking down at 8 deuce of clubs with 25 big blinds, and he's like, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm limping.
Tommy flops middle pair. Paul flops you gots. Kenny's got a gut shot.
Call.
And by
And a
middle
back
pair,
door.
you mean bottom 2 pair for Kenny, but hey,
Oh, Tommy's got bottom. too.
Tommy.
Yeah, that's a better hand than what I thought.
it is. And Kenny's got a gutter ball.
Heads
Yep.
up.
And a backdoor flush draw.
Bink!
Ah,
And a
two-
deuce.
2 of clubs would have been so good there. He's going to need a deuce, folks. It's close. It's a 1. All right, Tommy's thinking, how much can I bet to get him to call my 2 pair? Which he's got to think is good at this point.
Yes, very much so.
That's 4,500.
4,500, about half pot. A little more than half pot.
And okay, he just has deuce, but he's probably thinking, what kind of bluffs does Tommy have here? I mean, obviously, you think
9-10?
diamond draws. No, 9-10's not. I guess 9-10 would be a bluff, but he couldn't beat 9-10.
Oh, that's right.
Like queen 10, king queen, and diamonds. That's basically it. Those are all your bluffs.
That's it.
Like maybe even like specifically king queen of diamonds.
He calls. I think he wants to see it for information, too.
I love Kenny, man.
He's the best.
He's like, I got 5th pair, I got a deuce.
I got bottom
Tommy,
pair.
what do you got? Oh, 2 pair, nice hand.
The flop 2 pair? Oh, good. I was drawing dead after the turn.
Kenny now down to starting stack, and Tommy up to 2 starting stacks. And
Yep. Tommy's our new chip leader. Stacking chips nonstop.
so life support here for
Sony
Paul
after his
and
ace
Jude.
jack, kind of not loose call, but ace jack call. Jude made the hero call.
Yeah.
He turned out not a hero.
And Paul's just sitting there waiting for
Paul's
a
just
double.
waiting for a hand.
He really hasn't had much, so
No.
can't knock him for
Nope.
that.
Nope, nope, nope. Jude, Jack 5. A little card dead.
Fold.
Still card dead. Lots of crappy hands so far. Tommy, Jack 7 looks like a miracle hand right now. For all the crappy hands we've seen.
Check.
Paul's
Paul calls.
6-3.
Yeah, he's a small blind.
Yeah,
He's
I
trying to
know.
get in for cheap.
Throw in a
I'm okay
500
with that.
chips, flop a flush. Draw. Something.
Flop a straight.
Draw.
6-6-3.
Right, these are all good outcomes.
King Queen 2, no hearts is not the flop that Paul was looking for.
Kenny, however, is going to like it.
Yeah, Kenny likes it.
Kenny
See?
likes...
Kenny plays King 10, flops a king,
He's betting.
and he's gonna bet it.
And I'll tell you right now,
Walter gets King 10, flops a 10, top pair, which is I think the better of the two because you got the better kicker,
Yes.
and then folds. Kenny plays him all the way down.
correctly. Folds.
Well,
Don't
he
forget
should have
that.
folded before.
Maybe.
You're gonna play King 10, you flop 10. What are you doing?
Believing Tommy.
Believe it.
Believing Tommy actually has something when he jams.
10. Oh yeah, he did jam. It was a big bet.
Yeah, I'm defending Walter here to the death.
I like it.
I think it was a great play. Defend, flop top pair, realize you're no good, get away from it. Trish under the gun, 5 deuce. Probably going to be in the muck. If Kenny had the 5 deuce, maybe not, but Trish has the 5 deuce. Parm, not Sony. Jude,
Fold.
out of there. Vicky, fresh off her triple up.
Ooh, big slickaroony.
Wow. Limps.
She's playing sneaky, folks.
And look at that.
Oh
I
no,
think
Paul's got ace
she
king.
might have actually seen that Paul was going to jam. He had all of his,
Really?
his hand on his chips.
I didn't see that.
They were right across from each other. I think maybe that had something to do with it, where she looked over at Paul. Paul's like, "This is my hand."
So,
this is
folks,
my-"
you gotta don't telegraph what
Right.
you're doing here.
And I mean, Paul's got ace king, so clearly he is jamming, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. But
don't-
Vicky gets a little bit of information.
Wait a second, right? Because now she's gonna call 100%. She's
yeah.
hoping to
She
get dead
wanted
money
this.
in.
She wanted this.
In all honesty, one player calls, she probably goes all in over the top and
Springs
picks up
the
the
trap.
dead money, which is actually a fantastic play.
Absolutely.
And worst case scenario,
Playing that garbage.
he misrepresents that he was going to go all in, mucks, and whatever, you know. It
Then
is
you're
what it
laying in the
is.
weeds with ace king. It's the drawing hand anyway. Second hardest hand to play.
Chop it up.
Ace king versus ace king. Nobody's got a suit to prayer on. Ace king off. Remember, ace king off was the second most
I
difficult
think we
hand to play.
lost. The dealer rake.
A little easier to play when
I
you
think we
can
should have
jam
a no
out.
chop rule.
Yeah.
Not much.
The highest
I think the
paid
idea of this
in
that
scenario,
toughest hands to play, like premium tough hands to play, is really. I mean, it includes pre-flop, but it's more than that. It's like post-flop play
Correct.
and
It's
turn
flops,
play
turns, and
and
rivers.
rivers. Like, what are you supposed to do when you've got,
spade is
you know?
Yeah, correct.
It's not the all-in call. It's
Right.
the idea of like I have chips to do with what I want here, and
when
it
you have
changes
when
things.
there's a big old fork or more than 3 paths, so what you can take is when it gets hard. When you got 9 bigs and
Paul
ace
gets
king,
tens,
there's
he's
only-
going to jam it all
There's
in.
only one.
They're not. Yeah, there's
they're
only
not
one
hard
outcome.
to play.
Right. The other 2 forks are closed.
Correct. There's only one avenue.
Yeah,
There's
that's-
road
damn
work
it.
over there. You know,
Nah, we're getting too in
Construction.
depth. I like it though.
it's like 55. Place just always construction.
75th Street's all goofed up in Naperville too. I was down that way the other day.
It's amazing. I swear they just make the roads to break so they can always have jobs.
I think it's a good plan. It should have been the road construction business.
Me too.
Queen Jack. Sony does like his blackjack hands early position. I have noticed. Jude, 23. No dice.
Yeah, I think Sony likes to see if he can get in there cheap with those hands, but then when the action does pump up, he just gets away with it for one big blind. You know, he never goes crazy with Queen Jack offsuit, but you also don't
Yeah.
see him fold
Correct.
until he
Keep
has
an
to.
eye, making sure you put your handies and everything.
And sometimes you flop massive hands and you get them through. I like that style of play. I like players that play a lot of hands. I think is good for the game. I think it's fun. It keeps you engaged.
Keeps you on your toes.
I mean, here you go. You're going to get Trish to come along, and you've got her fully dominated. Granted, Walter's got ace-9, but, I mean, whatever. It's really...
3 players.
3 ways. Somebody's gonna flop something.
And it's a $9,000 pot that he got in for $1,500.
Somebody's gonna flop something. All right, so top and bottom for Walter, 2 gutter balls for Trish and Sony. They need the other
Player's
person's kicker with the
2,500.
queen to make Broadway.
So check to Walter, who flopped top and bottom pair, and he bets out 5,000. 2,500.
Which is just a little fourth pot. Which honestly, I like. You know, Walter's growing on me.
I like the idea of betting there with top bottom because there is the flush draw out there.
Yeah,
and
I
really
like
want to do
betting
it.
small enough to where you let
Yeah.
Queen 10 in.
You want to keep
Cool.
along.
Keep Queen 10 in there.
3 is a dream card for Walter.
Yeah, 3 of clubs. No backdoor
Well, yeah,
spades.
I mean, it's
no
great.
diamonds. She's gonna check. I like it
Now,
to
how
go
much? How
small
much?
again.
How much?
Small.
4?
6,000.
I was going to say 4,000.
6.
3,500.
It's like 45? 35. Okay. We both prices right our way right out of there.
Yeah.
I think that's a little light. I think that shows too much strength that he's begging for her to try to call that you're really in trouble with. I liked 6.
I actually think Trish could maybe even peel there. That was small enough. 35 to win like 20K.
But then I started thinking about it from Trish's end. If my card hits, like if I was on a flush draw there and the diamond hits, am I ever getting paid off? So my problem is I always try to think about, like, I can make this turn call, but is any more money going to go into the pot from the other player? Do I get paid off when I hit my hand, or am I just calling now to try to see if I can win this pot? Sometimes it's still mathematically okay to do that, but
Yeah, that's more. I think.
what do they call those? Like implied pot odds? Is that a word? Implied
odds,
pot
yeah.
odds? Implied odds?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to get paid
Are
off
you
on
gonna
your
get paid
winner?
more money when
Right.
you hit? But I mean, I think
Because there's so many times they're like, if a diamond hits, she could bluff the diamonds, 100%. She could bluff diamonds there, and it probably would have got through.
Jude's all in 9,200 with 9s. Yeah, but I think you're just in too much PLO mode.
Is that? I
I
gotta
mean,
get
implied odds are still. I mean, they're much more relevant in Hold'em because people call with a lot less. Like just because the diamond comes, like they don't have to have the flush for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that if she drilled her gutter ball there and then led the river, she would get called by Walter's top and bottom pair. Kenny, rejams.
Oh, boy.
Ace King of Diamonds, and we are racing. The kid is slightly in front, 53-47.
No clubs, please.
And off to a flop we go. Jude is standing up, so it seems like he hit an ace or a king.
Take care, Jude.
Again.
Take care.
Trouble with the board here. I'd blame Kenny,
710
obviously.
king.
You mean
Kenny.
Kenny.
KJ, I blame KJ, not Kenny, for stacking Jude. There it is. Hello. 4 spades. Jude does not have a spade. Kenny wins with the ace king. Jude, 8th place? 7th place.
8th place.
8th place, down to 7.
Yep. I mean,
You lost the race. The hands play themselves. There's nothing you can do.
I like it. I
Sit
mean,
and go poker. You got to win
Again.
60-40s and 50-50s and sit and goes. You're never going to win. That's just the way it is.
sometimes that happens, right?
Yep.
I don't know why you think everybody's talking about it.
Short stack, please.
On to the next one.
Hang around.
And then there were 7, and we do have Paul and Sony with 8 bigs here, and blinds looming to go up shortly, I would assume, since we're 40 minutes in and they're 15-minute levels. They should be going up any minute now.
Came into it looking to knock you out, and I got what I wanted, so
Mike's checking the clock, so
actually didn't want to have a hand there.
yep, 2 minutes left in this level. So that's something to be slightly aware about as you're Paul here and in the big blind in a couple hands. The big blind might go up.
Paul.
Tommy's another one of those kind of
There's a
like
minute 48 left.
yeah.
You see the clock in the corner there.
kind of like Sony, where he's gonna play with these middle hands, but never gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna limp call, see if I can make it flop an ace. Kenny, on the other hand,
Any better ace, theoretically, is going to open. It's going to raise, right? It's going to bet it pre-flop.
Kenny's in there, Trish is in there.
Just nobody's hitting solid hands. Like right now, my favorite hand looking at this, the one I want Trish's hand.
Yeah,
I want
Trish
the
or
8-7.
Kenny. Or Kenny.
Yeah, I mean King 4 is fine, but I like the suited and the straight. The straighty flushy.
Yeah,
I like
and
straighty
actually, it's
flushy.
funny if you look at the percentages. Kenny's the favorite.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
3-10-6 flop. So Vicky flops top 2. Tommy flops a pair.
And Walter flops top pair.
Fold. Fold.
We'll see what happens. Walter's in another bad spot here. You're gonna yell at him for flopping playing 10-9, flopping top pair, and then maybe folding again.
Yep.
But we'll see. Maybe
I mean, it's a good fold.
Right, it would be good. But so here we go. She clicks it back
he
to 32.
actually, it looks like he did bet it out, and then Vicky raised to 32. Tommy just smooth calls
Nope,
with
it's on Tommy. He's going to fold.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. 2 call. Good fold by Tommy.
Look at that.
Back to Walter. I mean,
Walter's the best.
yeah, I mean, he gets away
I'm
from
on the
it.
team. I'm on fully team Walter here.
He's playing solid poker.
Earlier I had.
I mean, I like that he got in there with the 10-9, kind of limped over that. The limping train was going on, and he went all aboard. But then doesn't get married to his top pair because it's only top pair. He knows that 6-7 people went to that flop. You get raised. Top pair ain't much. And again, think about it. Even if I'm good now, how many of these turns and rivers is she going to be able to bluff me off? Aces, kings, queens, jacks, hearts. When the straights get there, I mean, like, it's just so hard to play.
12 next hand.
So I like just getting away from it.
Early.
Yeah, you lost 1,600.
He took a stop, or he took a stab at it.
He lost 1.6 blinds.
Fold. Fold.
All right, so we do have one additional hand here at 500, 1,000. Blinds will be up next hand. Kenny, can't imagine he's going to muck King Jack.
I mean, King Jack is my hand. It's the Kenny hand. Me, Kenny.
You're right, you, Kenny. Maybe him, Kenny, too.
Queen 10. Trish has come along. That Sony play. Sony's trying to get on the
Fold.
sensor.
Vicky fresh with all these chips.
I
Ace
mean,
Jack.
and a really good hand. Would have liked to see a raise there. But I
Maybe.
guess she gets Tommy to come along. See, now these are the type
These
of
are
TV
real
hands
hands.
that we need to see.
These are real hands.
These
How
just
about
look
like
pretty.
just like a Queen 10 flop?
It's gonna be a
or something?
shit flop. 7-5-4.
No, it looks like there might be a 10 in there.
Check.
There's definitely a 6. And a 10 and a 9. 10, 6, 9? I'm just guessing. 10, 6, 7.
So not a great flop for anybody. Trish
No.
flops top pair.
Check.
She's gonna bet it out.
I
Good,
don't
good
know.
job betting.
Ding.
I like it. 8,000. Just take this pot down right now. I don't think she's getting any callers.
No, 8,000's 2,000.
Fold.
2,000 you can entertain. Tommy's got a gutter ball. He's getting away from it. Vicky, Ace Jack, backdoor straight draw, backdoor clubs. Can think about it. Kenny.
I mean, he should fold.
He should. It actually does look like it was 8,000.
See, and nice Trish. Just a
Shows-
sweet poker
yeah,
player.
she goes, "Hey, guys, look,
shows
I'm
top
not
pair.
bluffing."
Good kicker.
Yeah, that sounds.
Wants to put it out there.
Because we bonded.
I think she made a funny joke here. I don't know if it was here, but Kenny said something. She was like,
Built a bridge and you've got no bridge.
she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, I'll give you a hug or something. He's like, I'd rather have the chips. I mean, it's really funny. She was just being, she's like, I'm sorry. She's like, do you need a hug? He's like, I'd rather have the chips. I was like, that's great. It was really funny. Oh, all right. Should be at 6-12 now?
6, 12, 12. Still have the big blind ante
Right,
until
12 and
5.
12.
5 players, we go to half ante.
No matter where they come from.
It amazes me that players still don't like the big blind ante structure. I'm a huge fan of big
I
blind.
just think you hear it from the people that don't like it, and
I
you
guess,
don't
like
hear
the
it from
squeaky
the
wheel.
98% of people.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
It speeds up play. It's easier. I get it. It's a big, but like you're gonna pay the same amount. It just happens to all be on one hand.
Yeah,
Like it's not like anything's different.
nothing changes.
I think it's better for the game. All right, Walter, under the gun, weak ace,
Call.
limping in. A lot of limpers in this.
Yeah.
A lot of laying low limpies.
And here we go, Queen Jack. I mean, Kenny just gets. I mean, in blackjack he'd be crushing.
Yeah.
In blackjack he'd have all the chips.
If he was playing 21, he'd be good. All right.
Fold.
Trish got a good hand here. I like limping with sevens. I'm a set miner on basically 9s and down. Really 10s. I don't consider 10s a premium hand, to be honest.
Option.
Just because they're so.
I don't look at 10.
Or...
I mean, honestly, that might be 100% true. But I honestly, when I look down at 10s, I'm not excited. I'm like, man, I really need to flop a 10 here.
6 players.
All right, Trish flops a 7 with some
How do you
juicy
know?
cards. No, I'm saying if she flops a
Oh,
7.
okay. I was like, man, are you ahead of us? Because
No.
I think we're watching the same thing.
I think I got a bad 7 too.
That's 3,000.
Yeah. So there's a bad 7 in the deck. So she does flop a 7.
Kenny open ender.
Kenny open ender. That's really about everything else that's out there.
Yeah,
Trish was hoping to get a 3. She doesn't. Kenny bets out his straight draw.
Rightfully so. 3,000.
What do you always say? If you bet it twice, give yourself 2 chances to win.
It's one of my favorite lines.
I'm going to write that down in my notes to remind me to use that in the podcast first.
That's funny. 8. Gin for Kenny, nut low for Trish.
Yeah.
It's actually not even that ginny for Kenny because it's such a bad. She calls it anyways.
I think she want to see it. I think this is when she shows him 7s and then says,
Saw the turn.
I think they're having fun sitting next to each other, which I think sometimes I have trouble with. I'll like sit next to a player, becomes buddies with them. In my mind, I'm friends with them, and then I play differently about them, or I feel bad about like.
It's tough that you play at CCG.
Even at the World Series,
Yeah.
like I made friends with all my table in the $1 Million Bounty. Like I had a really good table, especially the second day I played. In the Paris room, which was way nicer than Bally's.
Yep.
I kind of hope that they do some improvements at Bally's because it kind of sucks.
They should.
They really need to make some changes in like the main room, not where the main event was. Like, even though the main event was playing in that room, like I'd have been pissed if I'd have paid.
That's where I played day 1 at.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's a shitty room. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, basically, it's like every banquet hall at CCG, right? Like it's just a big empty open room, nothing in there, no TVs. I was very surprised there were no TVs there.
I agree.
I was a little bored. I spent a lot of time on TikTok.
Fold.
So Sony rips it. Kenny limped with King 8 and is going to get punished here under the gun. I don't think he can call unless he just wants to gamble, which he doesn't.
We can go for dinner.
Yeah, in my
I want to go have
good main event run where I made day 4, I played with the same kid to my right all day 3, like start to finish, 12 hours of day 3. And then he was on my right for day 4. And so we had become pretty good buddies, and then he basically knocked me out. But, I mean...
So he didn't feel bad?
No, he actually kind of did. He's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, it was the ace's hand when he flopped 2 pair, 5s and 4s, but, you know.
Kenny's back up to our chip leader again. That can't be right.
Well, he just won all those chips from Trish. 10,500 on the river.
Oh, good bet, Kenny.
She just didn't believe him. There was 4-liner to a straight there, but
Man,
you know,
under the guns have been getting some really pretty good hands to
Yeah.
bet with.
Trish exactly starting stack.
And I really overestimate my Jack 10 suited.
Players all in.
I love Jack 10
Well,
suited.
the problem is right here. Shrivels up to what are you going to do now?
Sony goes
you're
all in
just
for
gambling.
11,000. Yeah, you're not calling. I mean,
This is why Jack 10 suited such a better cash game. And
Paul
finds
Queen
his
Jack.
spots.
I mean, he's getting tired of getting kicked around. He's only got 5K. We're definitely going to see a flop. I mean, there's an all-in and a call. The Jack 10 really shrivels up now. I mean,
Yeah.
she's Hollywooding a little bit right now.
She's saying what you're saying. I love this hand. It's great.
Well, and she's trying to. Well, I like this, and she's going to see how much Sony has, right? Because it doesn't look like a lot from either of them, but she really doesn't have enough chips to play. If it was Kenny, I think Kenny would have called,
Yeah.
trying to knock out 2 players, accumulate a
Gamble.
huge stack.
Ace king is
You've got the chips to gamble a little bit with.
got
I feel like,
five.
God bless you, Kenny.
5,000.
Sometimes that's not something that I always do. Sony's got a real hand, Ace King versus Queen Jack. Let's see if Paul can survive here on his 5K all in.
Jack suited, ace king.
Got some dead money in there, Paul. Good luck, Paul.
Ace King overrated.
or King Diamond.
But Ace King been hitting.
Yep.
I'm yelling at Mike to stop.
That's answer.
Yep. You weren't afraid of the dog?
all right.
All right, Paul flops top pair.
No, the ace is on the river.
I think your 7 of diamond has to be bad, right? It's every time that card.
No!
saw
Sony
the
front
river.
comes from behind, knocks Paul out. I think that's the worst way to get knocked out. You get it all in with a suited big pair, like it is what it is, right? Like there's no negative for him going all in there. I like it. There's dead money in the pot. He's trying to get something going. You outflop the person
They just get rivered.
and then just get rivered. I think that's the worst way to go out. When you're
Just
the
have him flop an ace. Who cares?
when you're
I'm
the
out.
underdog and you kind of hit your card and then it's no good by the river, like that's the worst. I don't mind losing with Queen Jack there if I just lose to Ace
Right.
High. Like I
When-
feel better about it.
Or if he
it's
just
the same
flops 2
result.
aces.
It's
He
the
flops
same
2 aces.
result.
All right, cool.
But like I feel worse about it. All right, we're down to 6.
Down to 6.
Sony just got us a paper, y'all. $50.
I don't like that the graphic uses UG. Like, I want the T to be there. It confuses
Yeah.
me. I mean, there's just only
Undergun. It just says undergun.
Undergun, yeah.
Call.
And again, we see a limp under the gun, which has been a theme at this table for sure. And another one of those hands.
First time we've seen aces.
Shocking. Tommy's got them. Tommy had the queens too.
Raise to
Tommy's gonna raise here.
4,700.
4,700. Ooh, Walter with a good hand. Obviously, though, when you get a call on a big raise like that, I feel like Ace-Jack
Yes,
also
and
shows
I
up.
also think that Walter just gives Tommy a whole bunch of respect, which is rightfully so. He's been right both times, but Tommy making that big of a raise influenced Walter a little bit.
Sony gets away from it.
Yep.
He plays his middle suited cards well.
Hand, but not for 4,700. He had me dominant.
He wants to see a cheap flop.
I
It's
have
a
queen
great
ten of
drawing
spades.
hand.
I'll see a flop. If somebody pumps it up, I'm out.
Maybe.
The good old aces win a small pot or lose a big pot.
Yeah.
He's not
Wins a
happy.
small
I'll
pot.
see it later.
Tommy creeping up to the top of that leaderboard. Vicky kind of from nowhere. A couple good hands,
Yeah.
and she's up to a big stack.
All right. I don't want to be at 0.
Everybody's still got some good poker to play. Trish is our
No,
bottom
nobody's
stack.
short. And at this point in the tournament, we are what? I mean, we're an hour in, and they played an hour, 75 minutes before. So we're creeping up on 2.5 hours into the tournament now. So, I mean, they've gotten their bang for their buck in their play. Blinder's still only
Under the
6-12.
gun.
Plenty of play left.
Tommy just continues with the good hands, good quality hands.
Raise it
Call
up.
from Tommy.
3,600.
Raise from Walter, 36. What do you think he's got?
Do you think it was a milli raise?
Walter, 36, ace queen suited. Ace of hearts, queen of hearts.
36 is a bet.
One time.
Ooh, same hand, same
40 to
hand.
Tommy. You call.
Well, let's see who plays it better.
Who's in position here?
Tommy is out of position.
Or heads up. You check. Check, check,
Okay, we have a first
Check,
bet
check.
situation. Check, check.
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 We might see a check the whole way down here.
Both of their hands are good enough to not bet. You know,
What do they call that? Showdown value.
that's what they call that. $1,500 winner for each of them. 11:30 on a Sunday. You got to start checking your sports stuff here. I got stuff starting.
All right, so far our big winners is Vicky and Tommy.
Yep.
Trish is kind of hovering right where she started. Even though she lost a couple of big pots, she could be a lot higher.
Small blinds.
Walter's taking a little beating.
Kenny is the roller coaster. He
Yeah.
started high, went low, back to medium, or even high now.
He was our chip leader, worked all the way down to the bottom stack, and now he's back up to chip leader.
Small.
Tommy rocking the Bears on Sunday. He's always a Bears guy. Bears Cubs. He's a Bears Cubs fan.
Yep. Those are good. Those are good people.
Another ace for Tommy. Tired of looking at crappy aces.
Yeah. Fletch would have raised, but
But here, Walter's going to see it.
Call.
Go to get a little more heat.
Hijack position, though, a little bit better. Kenny
but
going to get rid of the 9-3.
they are limping,
Yeah, a lot of limps.
Call.
and that's just kind of like a culture of the table, right? Even somebody that
what happens.
doesn't, like even somebody like me or you, who we really don't limp. Like I would come in for it, but like if the table's doing it, you kind of get sucked into it, and it's like, oh, queen six suited, oh, ace deuce off, oh, jack. Like none of these hands, like in a completely different table
It turns
dynamic,
out from
they can all
pre-flop
be
play
folded.
to all, post-flop.
Yeah.
Check. Check.
Trish flops the jack.
Sony turns a 4.
Sony's going to bet his 4.
Yep.
I mean, it was limped pot, checked around on the flop. I mean, your 4, you're kind of thinking, I might be good here.
Vicky can't do much with 9-3. Back to Trish, who has a jack, and I think can't really fold a jack here to 1 bet.
I mean, again, if you're calling with jack 10, you flop a jack, what are you doing if you're not?
You gotta at least see 1. I mean, now maybe here if Sony decides to bet big again on a river or something scary,
Yeah,
like
see
an
what comes
ace or a
out.
queen or a 10 or a 9. Those would be the scary cards in this situation.
Okay, so backdoor diamonds get there, but again, I'm thinking PLO play. So
And backdoor straights, but again,
Check, check.
check, check, which seems pretty standard.
Yeah.
She gets some.
she can just happily win here with
Yep.
pair of jacks. On to the next one. Kenny and Tommy up top. Sony's still 14K. That's what, 12 bigs? He's fine.
11 bigs, if I had to guess.
Lines up next time.
It's closer to 12. They just rounded
They
down.
round down.
Don't question my math.
All right, from seeing the play so far, we're about halfway through this, almost. Who do you like so far? Who's your click to pick? Pick to click.
My pick to click.
I know you're a Walter fan right now.
I am. I'm a Walter fan. I think this group of guys is going to get to Kenny eventually. I don't think he can go start to finish here. I think somebody's going to trap him or something. So I'm out on Kenny.
400.
As much as he's been the most entertaining player.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's got to be Tommy. I think he's Tommy or Sony. I don't know. They're
Vicky's playing. I mean, she's
Vicky's
playing well.
playing. Yeah, I think I don't know. Tommy or Sony. They always find their way to the end.
I feel
Tommy.
like Tommy gets good reads on people too. I feel like he's always very aware of where he is in the hand, and I think that's something in poker that is. I don't know if you can always teach that to players, right? Like some players are very good at knowing where they're at in the hand, just intuitively knowing where am I at in the hand. And some days I feel like I have that ability, and then other times I'm completely wrong.
Like every time we play Hold'em now, we're just wrong.
Yeah, I overthink it. I'm in the PLO mindset where it's like there's always somebody turn the flush draw, whereas like here, like I'm worried about hearts. If heart comes in the river, I'm not calling with my 9.
Nobody at the table's taking backdoor hearts.
Sony's not. He's still betting his 9.
Well, they all got black cards, so that's probably why they aren't thinking about backdoor hearts. But
Right.
I just think that this stack size and this tournament structure and all that kind of leans towards Tommy a little bit.
Vicky's thinking, can I call with my 2300 to see a jack? Little does she know, queen and the 10 are both good. Actually, the 10's not good. 10 gives Sony 2 pair. But I don't think you're really looking for a 10 here.
No. But you understand what I'm saying? I think Vicky and Kenny are like, when they get 100 big blinds in a deep stack, they can take over. They can't really get that in this, which then favors. This is like home court for Tommy or Parm, Sony. As opposed to like, if this was a 120 final table, this could be like a Kenny or Vicky.
Because you can push around small stacks.
Right. You can accumulate. Like here, I just don't think this is the... Then there's Walter. I think Walter's played the best. Tommy obviously got aces and queens, which really helped to his chip stack.
It does help.
It does.
Premium hands help.
Trisha's been a little bit card dead. She did make that call with sevens. That was nice. Against Sal's open-ender.
Garbage account empty. Every morning.
She's just chilling, happy to be there.
I think she's having fun.
Yeah.
Which, again, so many players I watch play
I love her
poker.
husband in the background, too. Just supportive, talkative, just so appreciative, and it's nice.
He was fun to talk to. We talked about,
Yeah.
It was great. I talked to him on break for the whole 10 minutes. Kenny splashed around with 6-5.
And this is the dynamic of the table, right? Nobody's really raising too much. People are content limping along.
I think we're going to see a Vicky call here. No, I missed that one. Tommy, wake up with a hand here.
9-5 suit.
Nope, 40 deuce. It's just a call, right? Yep.
20.
Walter from the big blind. Let's see if he can pick up a hand. King
Nope.
7.
That ain't
Not
in here.
ideal. We're going to see a flop for cheap. Which is what Kenny wants.
That's what they all want.
10-10-3. It's an opportunity if Kenny just fires again.
First to bet, and in this situation,
First to bet's
going to usually be
Yeah.
Kenny.
And he's going to win. He's going to win this hand right here.
100.
4 deuce isn't doing anything.
See, this is one of those hands this is one of those tables, I should say, where Tommy's just like, I know we don't have anything,
Right.
but I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't. Why? Why try and get creative right now at this spot?
Especially for the fact that it's the 2 chip leaders, right? Like if Kenny was a different, had less chips, maybe you could try to bet him off. But again, it's like they're little pots.
And Phil Hellmuth said it best, like literally 20 years ago. He's like, you gotta let him bluff you sometimes. You can't just pick him off every single time. You gotta let him
Then
bluff.
nobody will bluff. Yeah.
Correct.
You gotta give him an opportunity to punt some of those chips. All right, now we got some kind of 3 of the medium stacks where they're starting to thinking about, they get a lot less moves. What are you giggling about?
I don't know what you were saying there. I was just laughing. They're starting middle 3 in your hand gestures.
Yeah, I got
3 middle guys that are starting to make moves. I don't know what you were really.
You know what I was going with there?
No, I don't, but that's okay. Folds to Tommy on the button.
At what point, big blind wise, do you start getting into the realm of?
You always ask me that.
I know. I don't know what it is. 8
10.
big blinds. All right.
8. In a table like this, 6. You get a little bit more bang for your buck when everyone's a little shorter and timid.
Okay, you were 2 overs.
Like I would say, like if we're gonna do, like an analogy to tornadoes. Which I don't know why I was thinking about.
I like where this is going.
Like 10 big blinds is like, the TV telling you that there's tornado warnings, where then like 8 big blinds is like the sirens going off.
You can see it, yeah.
And then like 6 big blinds is my house is shaking.
Clouds
it's
are
time to
looking
go.
rough here, yeah.
So 10 bigs, you need the TV's telling you, but you're not that, you're not in danger. It's just the TV telling you that you're short.
They go like the next town over is in
Right,
trouble.
the next town over is in trouble because they got 8 or 6 big blinds. You got 10. So everyone is within a double up of being the chip leader, which I think that also plays into this table dynamic where every single stack hurts every single stack. Right. There's not anybody you look over and it's like, I can double him up, that'll be fine. So I think that plays that leads to more timid where one hand could really be a big deciding hand for every player at the table. Vicky 8-3, can't do much with that. Tommy, getting rid of the King 4 off. Walter on the button. It is tricky to play the button when you got Kenny to your left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
look down at 10-6, I'd be like,
draw.
I'm going to open. It's like, but why am I going to open when Kenny's just going to come?
Right.
He's going to come along with Queen 3, and now I'm going to have to, play Trish, check in her option.
Battle of the blinds. 10-10-10 flop.
Okay. Everybody flop 3 of a kind. That's fun. Checks through 7. Bink.
Trish gets there in the river.
This is one of those times where you got to, bet the minimum.
And he does. 2,500.
He bets. He tried to bluff. She picked him off.
I feel like if he'd have bet the turn, he would have got that.
Yeah, well, it's unlucky that she rivered a 7. And another small pot going Trish's way. 6 left. No real pay jump story about here.
No.
I think we're on like $100 bubble, but nothing to where you're stressing about.
No. Because if you make the final table, or if you make the free roll, you're guaranteed $100.
Yeah, everyone's in the money.
You get $100 to show up and try to win.
Right. And I think, ninth
first place is 1,000.
Right. But ninth is 100 and like
987, I think, or 100, and then it goes to 200.
But I think even fourth is only 300. So ninth to fourth is only a $200 difference.
Yeah.
So you're not worried. And then it gets nice and juicy, like 400, 600,000.
Yeah.
But again, we are no need to stress about payouts or ICM or anything about that because they're very flat, and we want everybody that drives out here and plays to
and spent the time to get into the free roll.
Correct. You grind for a month. You'd hate to grind for a month and do a free roll and show up and then pay Mike $10 and leave.
Right.
That would suck.
I think the other problem with this table is the flops have kind of
You're
missed
right.
everybody.
Just
like
bricking.
anybody's like random hands.
Like where's the 9 on this flop so we
Right.
can get a pair for each of them?
Like there's just none of those happen, and that I think that delays the table too. Right?
It does.
Like, nobody's
right.
really connecting with any of these. Kenny bets it.
Right.
Kenny wins.
Tell you what, if there's a 20 hands in a row of nobody connecting, Kenny's going to win a lot of chips.
Yes, he is.
Because he's going to, he's the one that is going to say, nobody's betting, I'm betting.
Everybody's putting chips in the pot, though. I mean, our lowest VPIP is Vicky at 30%.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It
And
really
I know
is.
now that we're still 6-handed, and a lot of those stats are from 7 and 8, 9-handed. So
Yep.
it's not like the short-handedness is skewing those numbers yet, which does happen later. But this is still pretty early. Hand 31. I think the last free roll ended in 45 hands. I don't think we're going to make such good time today.
Fold.
We got the 4 deuce for Walter and the hijack. I can't imagine he's going to continue.
He's not. Kenny with an ace.
These ace 5 offs are, Kenny doesn't look at a hand he doesn't like.
Not often.
20, is that a call?
Sony's going to see a
16.
flop.
How do you know?
'Cause it's Sony.
What if he folds?
He's not going to fold Queen 10. He loves Queen 10 suited.
It's true. It's a very Sony hand.
Vicky, 96. Front of big blind position.
Check.
See a flop, Vicky.
3 players.
Vicky doing the standard poker player stance with your hand crushed
Yep.
over on the other.
And then then go up to the mouth too. That's the
Yep.
That's it. That's the posture.
All right, we've got.
The nuts for Sony.
We finally got a hand that could get some juice going here.
We got not much else for
1800.
anybody else.
No,
Vicky's got a 9, but she's gonna look him up once.
it was a small enough bet that she feels comfortable seeing one more hand. Try to
and
spike
this
2
is,
pair.
This is just keep him honest.
Little does she know that she
Right.
could pick any card for the river and not be good.
What do you want? The 9 of hearts? Okay, cool. You got it. You still lose.
Yeah. How much is Sony going to bet here with the nuts? He doesn't have the nuts anymore, but Hold'em, he's got to
4,200.
be pretty happy.
Bet.
Ooh, Sony directional bets too. One of my top 3 pet peeves.
45.
What did I say? 42.
4,500.
45.
All right, that's pretty
Good
good.
bet.
Second 3.
Vicky's going to give it up.
Under, so the Price is Right rules are good too. That was
perfect.
That was a banger there.
Straight.
Didn't even look like he had
Sony flops the nuts, takes it down, gets 1 street of value on the turn. Can't complain.
No.
I mean, I know we keep banging, beating a dead horse, but getting anything out of this table right now, getting a bet on the turn is a lot.
Yeah.
Good hand.
But it is nice that we're sitting with 6 people that actually value their chips. I don't know, Kenny might not.
Maybe not Kenny.
5.5,
But I also feel like Kenny is pressing down the accelerator of being the aggressor because he's repping. He's I've been the aggressor the whole time. I'm just going to keep playing it hard and see what happens.
Well, and it's working.
It is working.
It's not like Jude isn't there to click it back against him.
Right.
You
Oh, Jude loves
Yeah.
loves to bet.
Oh, you're gonna splash
I'm not-
around. I'm
right,
gonna splash around
right.
too.
He likes to splash.
Vicky's in there. Tommy's checking, and we go heads up to the flop.
Battle of the blinds again.
And I
Let's
think
get like a middle card.
I think
here.
we're seeing a lot of these hands play out with players' bad hands because nobody's really taking the initiative besides kind of like steal from the button, right?
Right.
Like if somebody steals from the button, then Jack 8 folds 10, 6 off folds and we're on to the next hand.
Yep.
But because nobody's taking that, okay, well let's limp. Okay, we're seeing a lot more flops.
Right.
With bad hands.
and no connecting of those bad hands. So
Correct.
Like,
So
just,
it's not
like
even right.
the nut low of any kind of betting, right? It's all limps. Check.
Kenny's checking the CCG schedule, saying, "Oh, deep stacks at 4 o'clock. I'll go there right afterwards and win that." Which I think he did.
Did you do well on the deep stack?
I think so.
Nice.
Don't quote me on it, but I think he did.
Another solid hands to start here.
Fold.
Hey, Kenny found one he can fold. The 9-4 off. Trish is out of there with the King 6 off. Another
Another
weird
Jack
old-
10 for Sony. He likes it.
Yeah, he does. And then he's going to limp, and then Vicky's not. I mean, she has 7 deuce, but she's never going to get creative on the button when there's a limp in front of him. And then Tommy's got Queen 10. And then
Walter's
there's Jack
got
10.
Jack
This
10.
is crazy.
Right, it's all middle.
This
middle
is like
cards.
cash game heaven.
Yeah.
Players all in.
Like, you get 4 aggressive 22-year-olds.
All right,
playing
Walter
cash
finally
games.
says, "I've had enough of the limps." He's going to jam it all in with Jack 10. Don't know if he's going to get any calls here.
No.
No. It's a good opportunity, and
I
kinda
think he's,
switch up the play.
he's knew right where he's at. Oh, these guys got a lot of these middle, weaker hands that we talked about 30 minutes ago that they're just going to limp and then fold.
Yep.
And I think, well, we could see the cards, so it probably took him a half hour to realize that because we could see all
Right.
the cards that he can.
And not only that, Jack 10 suited. I really don't mind.
Right, you
I
know
don't
what? You're
really
gonna get
mind.
in there?
Yeah, I don't really mind.
You got ace
all
queen?
all I don't want to see is you
Ace
really.
jack, no ace jack, no ace 10, you're fine.
Yep.
Even if you got queens, cool, I'll make 2 pair by the end.
You got a drawing hand.
It's the PLO mentality. We'll always find 2 pair in there by the end.
Yep.
Going with the flow. Ace 6 off.
Same kind of hands.
And I believe we're going to see the same result. Sony's in with the ace 6, which is probably going to get Vicky. All right, Vicky's taking a stand. She goes, I'm going to go with the raise or fold poker. I'm not going to get sucked in to limping. She had jack 9.
Tommy's got a good suits here. Is he gonna put in a raise, Tommy? Yeah, you go.
4100.
41. Kenny's got a good hand though. God, I love Kenny. Man, I love the way he plays.
Quick, fast,
Just fast,
aggressive.
Just get it in there. I mean, that's the kind of poker I like to see.
Fold.
Call. No, call fold. Sony gives up the mediocre ace, the best hand.
Heads up to the flop. Checks.
All right, Kenny's still our 80% chance to win here. Check.
Yeah, Tommy's in bad shape. Needs a heart. Okay, turns a gutter. A 9 would be a great card for Tommy, not because he makes it straight, but nope. The 10 works too.
River's a 10.
That's 5,000.
Gets Kenny to bet into him. I think Kenny's a little slow on the betting. Tommy sees it. You're good.
So this is what Trish was hoping that Kenny was doing when she called with a set on a 4-liner, just hoping he was bluffing.
Yep.
And he actually had it that time. But he does do it. Kenny does it when he has it and when he doesn't have it. So
It's called balance.
that's what that is.
1,000.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
He raised light as shit.
And Tommy's a chip leader. Pick to click.
King 10.
Coming in hot.
Maybe it's just lucky hand.
Pretty good chip lead now.
It's easy when you're river 10s, but you know. We are still at 816, I believe. 816-16.
Yep.
It's expensive.
Yeah, 6-handed play is the one time it gets a little rough with the big blind.
A little
ante.
dicey.
We are at 1-2 now, though. So that's definitely we should see some hands opening up here. Got to start making some moves. Time's going to catch up with everybody.
Oh,
Is that some sort of like deep metaphorical
Yes.
joke that we're all going to die? Or not?
Eventually.
You know,
You're going to
Nobody
die.
beats
So,
Father Time.
so
It is my
play some
favorite
cards.
hand, Ken, by the
King
way.
10 suited.
Walter 9-3. No dice. Queen 4 from Kenny. That looks like a good hand.
looks like a Kenny hand.
call.
Minus queen 10.
Trish, King
And 9-10
Deuce.
is my
She's going to check it.
That doesn't mean I don't like aces.
Trish is like, I put 4,000 in this pot, and the dealer deals me the Queen of Spades and the Deuce of Clubs. Come on.
Check.
669.
6-9. Two spades for Sony is the only real drawing hand here.
500.
He's going to bet it. And he's going to win it.
Fold.
Why do you bet twice with draws, Brando?
So you can win sometimes when you don't hit.
Yeah, don't have to worry about it. Give yourself 2 chances to win.
And now that we see the blinds kick up, we see these percentages turning into big blinds because they are getting short.
Right.
And again, this is the TV telling you there's a storm and the radar coming. You know, they're not actually in any danger yet, but we're getting there.
You're getting closer.
Right.
You need to start paying attention here. Couple more limp folds here.
Get the candles ready in case the power goes out. You know,
That radio that you
don't have
wind
to-
up.
Right. You don't have to light them yet, but just get them out of the storage cabinet.
8-10 from Kenny. Love it.
What do you think about the game tomorrow?
But again, we're seeing a limp from the button,
Yeah.
which is now letting Trish get in with whatever she has, and Sony's in there with 6-4 of hearts.
Against Sanford? That would
And
be awesome.
I'm going to say Trish has the 7 of diamonds in her hand.
3 players.
No, she just didn't have it on the thing.
San Fran?
Jack 3-9. Kenny flops open ender, backdoor flush draw. Sony whiffs. Trish is the
2,500.
hand of the day.
I don't know about Buffalo.
Ace 9.
I'm
Flops a
not really
9.
impressed. I know
Pretty
they
good
won the
hand
game,
there.
but
Kenny
I
bet
think
into her.
top 5
Calls.
teams.
She's gonna see some. She's gonna see a turn.
I would never count Kansas.
Look at those
got
beautiful
11 outs.
outs for Kenny up there.
Ace is not a great turn card.
For who? It's a great turn card for Trish.
True.
It's done. Tampa's done.
I guess it doesn't change Kenny's hand at all.
Players all in.
All in for quite a bit.
Yeah, I think there's like a pot-sized bet here, right? I mean, there's 13,000 in there, and then she bets 16,000, so a little bit more. She's actually,
But with her chip stack, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's,
she's really honestly protecting her equity from this exact kind of hand, a draw. Right? I don't think she has Kenny pegged for Jack 9 or
Right.
two pair, like
well, if
something.
he has Jack, I mean, she's hoping for Jack 9.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But I don't think she's like, she doesn't think that he has something like that because she probably wouldn't shove if he was that strong.
Correct.
You know, I think she's hoping. Obviously, he has Jack 9, but I know like Ace 8 or even Ace 10, Ace Queen. He does get away from it, and she takes down a nice pot. And I think she's kind of happy with. I turned an ace. I'm happy with the pot in there. I'm good with having a 30,000 chip stack and living to see another day. But that was a nice turn, and she got away from it. And Kenny does get away from it. I think the warning bells kind of sounded there, and Kenny,
off.
he knows I'm gambling. I got to hit. It's the turn now.
It's too much,
Right.
right? Like, it's a big chunk of chips.
Tommy's undergun. He's got the 9-4 off, and it's in the muck.
Sometimes poker's easy to play.
Kenny 3 deuce.
No, he gets rid of the 3 deuce.
Trish is out. She just found some chips. She doesn't want to risk them. It's only with a real hand,
Ace 9 suited.
and this is
Players all in.
raising all in.
A little big. Happy taking down some blinds here.
I mean,
her-
1,
put
2.
her
We're
to a
at
test.
11 bigs now, right? And he gets to take down 2 full big blinds because she's got to put in double.
Yep.
Fold.
Shows an ace. Says he's I'm not bluffing. I got an ace. Good for the image. So if you ever want to do that with, like, you know, Queen 9 offsuit. I mean, I always got an ace. Remember, I showed you last time. So nobody really has over 30,000. This is wild.
It's pretty evenly matched right now.
Right, and the problem, not the problem, but since there is still 6 of them in, now the structure's catching up to the stacks, right?
Well, because nobody's taking the initiative
Correct.
to get
There's
bigger
not
stacks. or
3
smaller
people with
stacks.
60,000 right now, so everyone's got a smaller stack, so the blinds are creeping up.
Ooh, Kenny wakes up with a big ol' hand. Walter's first to act.
Fold.
Walter's out.
Let's see what Kenny's going to do here with his big cards.
5,000.
Ace 8,000.
Looks like 6,
Fold.
8.
Fold.
Okay. A little big, but hey,
Fold.
rightfully so.
And
I also think when you make it 8 off of 24, you kind of tell everybody you ain't folding,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if I'm putting in 8 of 26,
I'm going to see a lot. I'm going to see this a lot of the ways.
right.
too.
There, people don't think that I'm folding much, which he wasn't. Just as I say that, Kenny's got over 30,000. Eclipses the 30K mark. And again, it's one of those things where even though the structure's catching up to the chip stacks, everybody's in the same. They're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you know. They're
It's
all,
not. It's not unfair by any sense. to me.
no, it's not unfair. But I just mean that also adds to people not wanting to misstep because like, well, I'm short, but everybody's short, so it's almost like we're not short, if that makes sense. You know, you give everybody in the world $100. It's like you didn't give anybody 100.
Right.
fold. Fold.
Kenny's back to his normal ways. Ace 9 off, limping. I like it.
Call. Check.
Tommy in the small blind, he's going to come along, and the big blind's checking. And we've seen this hand play a lot of times. This time Kenny does flop an ace, though. Tommy has a mystery hand. Probably isn't that strong, though, because he did just limp out of the small blind. So we aren't really too concerned about Tommy having much if you're Kenny. Kenny's going to bet. And he's going to take it down. I think. Unless Walter's going to go nuts
Unless
here.
Walter's going to make a move.
But he doesn't.
I like the idea, though, of making the players think that I'm going to make a move, possibly. Do you ever do that and try to get a read off of the other player?
No, I don't.
Do players do that?
Yeah, I think so. That's definitely like a tool in people's arsenal.
Start counting out chips and see how.
I like the person that's in position when they grab chips. Like it's on you on the river, and then the other opponent they like grab their chips, and then you're like, oh shoot, they're gonna
shoot,
bet.
yeah.
Check, and then they check back
Yeah.
like ha ha ha.
I got you, fool.
And it's like, nope. Oh, you're grabbing chips. Cool. I'm gonna bet 180 then. Yeah. What are you gonna do now? Fold. That's right.
Sony's got a big hand this
It is,
this
and
time.
it's just confusing because I swear the second hand's always
So
showing up before the first hand.
So yeah, it's like a new feature. You could show like two hands, like the upcoming hand, which maybe I like, maybe I don't. I don't know. It's a little different.
Players all in.
Sony's all in. And again, we're now to the point where
Fold.
shoving and turning this into a pre-flop game
It's not
can
bad.
earn you a lot of chips.
Yep.
I mean, especially when you have strong hands with ace king. But I mean, Sony wouldn't mind to just shove all day and just fold. You guys can fold forever. I don't
Right.
care. I'm picking up
keep eating up blinds.
3.5 big blinds.
Just keep eating up blinds.
That's bad math. 2.5 big blinds every time you.
Well, no,
shove.
Kenny called from
Oh, he did. Okay.
yeah. So he did get an extra blind in there. So yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Nope.
Sony creeping up the chip leader. But you're right. At this point, even Tommy, who's a chip leader, even if he doubles up Walter, you know,
Everybody hurts everybody.
Mm-hmm. It's a different dynamic when the chip leader has to worry about the bottom stack because you can't just frivolously call.
It's a good word.
I had a little difficulty saying it.
Yeah, can you spell it,
Frivolously.
though?
F-R-I-vivously.
Yes, that's correct. Tommy with aces.
What do you know? The only guy at the table who gets aces. Nobody else is allowed to have aces but Tommy.
Fold.
This is why I picked him.
Fold. Fold.
And another one, another small pot. So, you know, we can't get on Tommy too much for picking up aces twice because both times he's basically just picked up the blinds.
Yep.
So how many more months? We got what? 3 more months of these?
Yeah, you got October, November, and December.
Right, which is really September, October, November.
Yeah, because there's no January one. Because once we get to January 1, then we'll start back over doing the WSOP free roll,
Which
the Dream
should
Maker.
make for a great January.
Yeah.
Getting the qualification out of the way in the first month
It's
or two
so
is
good.
so nice.
Fold. Fold. Call.
And
Call. Check.
we had a limp, a complete, and a check.
Jack 9, 8-3, King 5.
Kenny, bro, come on, man, just raise that king 5.
Check.
Nobody
Sony.
flops a pair.
Flop a flush draw though, and he's gonna win this hand. He's gonna win this hand with his flush draw because he's gonna bet it and give himself 2 chances to win,
It's good. He checked it.
or he's gonna check it and then turn even more equity.
Yep. Now it's good. But now Trish just pick up a flush draw.
Right. Finally, an action turn.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, nobody has a pair, but it's
No.
an action turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Bet. 4,300.
Kenny started with the best hand. Still really not that far behind. I mean, he's
Fold.
a little
That's because
behind.
he's ahead.
No. Well, I mean, percentage-wise, he's not. Sony picks it up. Jack High wins.
Good.
I mean, Kenny would have had to dodge King 8, Jack 9, 3, club, or spade.
Yeah.
So he's probably not going to win.
Like half
he needs
the
like a
deck.
red 7. So Walter doesn't go to showdown. He hasn't showed much down.
One cut.
He hasn't won many pots to showdown, I guess, but you know.
Still six-handed. Haven't
Yeah.
lost a player in a while.
Fold.
Tommy Mucks, Walter in the hijack 83. Out of there. Kenny found one, 6-4. Trisha Button, punish him.
Calls.
She calls.
Call.
Sony calls. And the limp train goes on.
And again, King 6 off and 10-9 off for playing hands. because nobody's stealing from them, which is fine.
And another completely whiff flop.
Check.
Maybe not for Trish.
That's 8,000.
8,000. That's the pot.
Fold.
Pretty sure she's going to win this one.
What do you think she has?
I don't know. Jack? I'm going to put her on a jack.
Do we get to see?
No. I'm going to have to ask her on that one.
We are. I want to know. Like Jack 7 or something?
Could be Jack
suited.
7.
All right, Walter. All right, so now Walter, has the tornado sirens going off in his town.
8 big blinds.
Right. Tornado's there.
And the blinds are going up here in like maybe the next hand because I saw there were like very few minutes left.
And he's big blind the next hand.
We might see a Walter.
That's something where Walter's like, come on, give me something here. King 5 ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
You can wait.
You're going to have to wait
Even
one
with
more
the
hand.
blinds going up, you can wait.
Depends what the one party.
Kenny's out, and it's on Trish.
Where do they go to next?
15-3.
15-3?
Yeah, with a 3, so he's putting in 6 instead of 4.
Yeah, he's basically
Fold.
he's putting it all out of the next hand.
Call and check.
All right, lots of calls. Option, Tommy. Checks it up. Pretty standard play
I think
so far.
Tommy's going to win this hand. Don't know why, I just feel it. He's going to flop it then.
Check.
All right, good intuition there, Brandon.
Sony's the only one with a drawing hand here.
Yeah, Vicky flopped a pair of 5s, so Tommy's the only one that didn't flop a pair, and he's 9% and he folds, so I was very wrong. But
Yep, he got third in the hand.
400.
I mean, technically he might get second because Vicky might fold first. Yeah, Vicky folded first, so he got second.
Sony takes down another pot.
I like this view.
Yeah, the table down view.
Yeah.
All right, now you got Walter and Vicky in the siren
They're
stage.
in the same town. So,
They're in the, I love this tornado analogy.
Right,
It just
wherever.
keeps going.
Yeah. Can't stop now. It's really a mistake not to eat before this.
Yeah.
An hour and a half in, and I'm regretting it. And it looks like Walter does sneak in the 1-2-2, which is good for him.
Yep.
Call.
And I swear we're just hand-picking hands to give Kenny to know what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, ace-deuce off. Obviously, limp.
Jack 8 for the button. I would like to see a raise, but she is short stacked. She's going to limp in. Tommy, small blind limping in.
Punish him, Walter.
He could have ripped it there. I think he would have gotten at least one call, though.
Yeah,
I don't really want
I
to
don't
see
know.
it a bunch with 9 deuce. Hope you flop a 9 or deuce.
Or both.
Nothing.
Does anybody flop anything?
No.
Check.
A gutter ball for Tommy. This is what we're finding. That's all
Yeah.
I can find in there.
Checks through.
No pair. This is impressive. No flush draws.
4 players, nobody has a pair.
And really, nobody has a straight draw besides Tommy having a gutter ball.
Kenny's going to bet it 5,000 half pot
4,000.
with his ace high, and he's the best. Poor Walter has no chance to win here. Can't flop. Can't get a 9. Can't get an 8, or can't get a deuce.
Fold.
I think we're going to see a Kenny takedown, which surprisingly he had the best hand.
He did. I mean, he didn't know it. Nobody knew it. I mean, I don't even believe it still. But in his
2
mind, he
flush
was
draws
bluffing.
out there, straights out. I mean, that's a pretty wet board,
Non-paired.
right?
King 3.
I mean, and nobody's got anything. Maybe Kenny was betting the blocker.
Right. Kenny's got the chips, though,
He does.
which he prefers much more than a hug, as we found out.
Yes.
Walter, 12,600 in the 1 seat in the small blind. Did they go up yet? Nope. They did. Okay. 15-3 with a 3. Trish 10 deuce out of there.
So he got through one hand with no. That was a good
Yeah, it
good
was.
turn of events there for him.
Fold. Fold.
All right, so you get the original, the under the gun folds, and then you see a lot more folds come through. Whereas like when under the gun calls, you see a lot more loose calls here because they're just trying to limp in and see a pot. It's funny how the dynamic of the table goes
Right.
in that direction.
It's flowing that
It's
way.
a water table or a waterfall effect.
Right, it's-
All right, Kenny flops a 3. He might get all of Walter's chips here. Check. Bet.
Walter's
Fold.
done.
Fold.
Man,
All right,
Walter's
so
card dead.
He's got 4 hands, right? He's got his button, his cutoff, and his hijack, and then the next. He's
it.
got 4 hands.
Gotta find a spot.
Got to find a spot because you cannot come around and pay 6,000 in antes and blinds when you only got 9,600.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
I mean, it's
You're
gonna be out.
Yeah, can't do it.
He's got to find a hand, or he's just all in on the button. Or sorry, all in on the big blind. Like,
Yeah,
you get to the
pick
big,
a spot before a random
Right.
hand. This is where your queen highs and jack suiteds and stuff.
they look
are
great.
good enough.
They look great. Like at this point, you
Even
gotta
your
do
5-4
it.
hearts.
Yeah,
I mean
you
that's
gotta
it.
do it.
So the tornado is here. It's knocking on his door. Yes, no, past the sirens. The cows are blowing around and swirling around in the farm, and the white picket fence is gone.
Walter, 7 deuce. just crap hands. Man, Walter's just taking a beating on these hands.
Check.
Kenny
flops
trips. Ooh, and Trish open under. Wow, they actually both have something. This is weird.
That's
Ace.
3,000.
Might see a bluff from Trish. Nope. Kenny bets. She's gonna call. I like the call. She gets him here. She's gonna full on double up.
King ball, corner pocket. She prefers the 8.
9 ball.
8,000.
She does pick up a 9 though.
Yeah, can't love it.
No.
She wasn't chasing the 9.
Good bet by Kenny too. 8,000. It's a big enough bet where it's like, you know.
1 for Kenny, and actually flopping something. It's weird.
Finally.
I know. And just like that, poof, chip leader.
Kenny's a chip leader.
Yeah, I mean, Trish down to 6 bigs. This is knocking. We're knocking on the door here. Vicky, Trish, Walter. They all got to make moves. I mean, Walter's full blown in the tornado.
Yeah. He's staring right down the.
I mean, he's in the eye.
It's the eye of the storm, Walter. Find a spot.
Vicky's
boy.
gonna find her spot here. 5 bigs, ace 10. This is an all in. She loves it. I love it. Here we go.
Yep.
Tommy 4s. He's probably gonna fold. I don't need to gamble. here
Walter's
with
got an
4s.
ace deuce. Did he fold the ace deuce?
Wow, look at Walter. Now that
Kenny,
could-
can you get away from the ace deuce?
Fold.
He does.
Fold.
Trish, queen 4? No!
It's funny, I was about to say, the dynamic of the table, everyone's been limping, and all in's kind of scary, but it ain't too scary for the Kings.
Vicky does the standard stand-up.
14.
She's got her
I need-
WSOP shirt on. I
Well,
love
if I
it.
need an ace. No, she played the main.
1,000.
Did she really?
Yeah, the year that I cashed, I saw her. I think she like bubbled it.
No
She had like a
kidding.
run. Yeah, day 3.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think she might have played this year
didn't
again.
know that.
Yeah.
9-10 will chop it.
That's great.
7 of clubs. 8 of
Look at
hearts.
Mike. Mike doesn't know what's going on.
7-8 jack.
Okay.
5 ball.
Vicky needs the 9 or the ace. Boom.
Oh!
9 ball.
Oh!
Corner pocket.
I was
Gets it
She
through.
can sit back down.
Again, I know Sony's pissed that his kings got cracked there, but in all honesty, how else does that hand play out?
100 more.
I think if Sony was first to act and he made a big bet, maybe she gets away from the ace 10, but I honestly don't think.
Got 5 bigs. Nobody's folding ace 10.
No, you're right.
One in my hand, one in
I just can't never
Walter's our only losing player at this table so far.
Well, all the other losers are gone, so
never won a hand.
Walter's the only living losing player.
There you go. It is what it is. Now he's got
He's got
2
more
free
hands.
hands. 2 free hands until he's on death's door.
Yeah,
That's what took me out of the main.
I'm rooting for him.
me too.
He deserves something.
Kings.
And ace deuce is such a bad hand. Offsuit,
Yeah.
You say, oh, he folded an ace for 3 bigs.
Oh, Walter's got an ace. This is it. This is it, folks.
Yeah, I don't think Walter can fold ace 5, especially now that there's no action in front of him.
Yep.
He's all in.
He gets to put it all in and put everybody else to test.
Kenny's out of there.
Queen 6, he's thinking. He don't want to fold it, but he's getting rid of it. Trish is out. Sony, can you come up with another big one?
I used to train drivers at UPS to drive semis. I used to train people at UPS to drive semis. People
No,
are retired.
I can't imagine Vicky's calling with 7-6 after she just got those chips.
She might. How much more is it?
10,000 to call.
6,600. She's got 6,000 in. So this is where you got to do some math, right? I mean, the math we can see here. It's 66 to win 23, which is 4-1, and she's almost getting even money. She's 44%. And if she knows, I mean, if Walter flips over his hand, it's a call. But
Yeah.
Your age at A7.
she don't know that.
All right.
But
Walter
poker's a funky
wins
game
some
where
blinds.
sometimes the 7-6 offsuit is mathematically a call.
You're running good.
You ain't gonna read a poker book that tells you to put money in with 7-6 offsuit.
But in that situation,
Right.
it really wasn't a bad.
No.
It wouldn't be a bad play.
Winning play to put money in there, but again, Walter finds basically a double up. I mean,
Yeah.
he's up to 17. That's huge.
Yeah.
One more double up and he's damn near chip leader.
One more decent pot. He's up there. All right, under the gun.
Kenny 6-4. What are you gonna do,
Back to the 6 deuces.
Walter? Yeah.
Poor
I mean, even
Walter.
when he gets an ace, it's like ace 5, ace deuce.
Call. Fold. And then put his all.
Sony.
With the real hand. Puts it all in.
Fold.
Not going to see any more cards.
And I know Sony is picking up, very serviceable hands to shove with, but he is one of the ones that here that's, I got a good hand, I'm all in. You know what I mean? He's not going to say, I'll limp around, let me see what's... He's saying, I'll pick up the blinds and figure it out later.
And be perfectly happy with
Yep.
it.
That's 15 right there.
Around 18 something.
18.
Kenny is asking for a count here.
He is. I mean, he's got 50,000
maybe
in
he wants
chips.
to gamble.
And it's only 16,000. I mean, it's kind of the same spot we were just talking about.
Maybe he wants to gamble.
Oh, you're calling him.
All right.
Kenny going to call here with 6-4?
I don't think so.
Sony thought he was calling. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. I don't think he's going to do it.
No, I mean, this would be
I mean, he's putting on a big
There you
ace
go.
and hoping for a... He doesn't need to do it, right? Like, he doesn't need to do it.
it would just be sheer gambling just to
It's a
try to
good-
get all the chips and
It's
win
a
the
good
tournament.
bet. It's a good bet by Sony.
Yeah, that's
He's willing to put it all in there.
not a big
I like it.
If you didn't call me, I had you dominated, okay? So,
See here, 2 aces. I could've-
Sony has the best comments
I
when
did
he
not-
plays.
Well, I mean, it's true, right? You said if you didn't call me, I had you dominated.
Right.
Or you didn't have me dominated. Right, or whatever. I mean, he does have nice little one-liners.
Yeah, he's great.
hey, Ken, Ken, keep it quiet, please.
Keep
Yo,
it quiet,
keep it quiet, Ken.
Your position is stifle me, but I will keep.
But I was ahead.
Yeah, you was way ahead.
It is
think-
hard to like keep your cool when you're back there and you can see all the cards.
Honestly, I feel like I'm a better poker player from not only watching so many hands, but
I
also
wanted
like
to
the
call.
fact of like my poker face has gotten better because like I can't give anything away.
Right, you're just sitting back
Because
there.
I don't want to influence any action.
Yeah, of
like
course.
I'm very aware of it, so I try to very much keep a very even keel. But I feel like it's translated into making me a better player.
Poker?
Yeah, just in
It's like
general.
in real life you do it now. too?
Correct. Like I'm very good at like my face won't give anything away.
All right, Vicky.
A really good poker player one time told me.
Hold on. Somebody's all in. Somebody's got a lot of chips in there.
Kenny called.
Walter, 14-1.
Yeah, Queen Jack. He's got 2 face cards.
Go ahead with your story.
And he
good
told me,
poker
he's like, after playing a long session in a cash game, he's like, you have a really bad tell. And I was like, well, what is it? He's like, well, I'm not going to tell you now because we're going
Right.
to play for a while. And then he ended up moving, and I was like,
All right, tell me now.
"So, at the truck, bro. Like, come on. He never told me. I don't know if it was just a needle to get me thinking about it the whole time, because then I was always nervous to play against him. Like I
Yeah.
was doing something that was just giving him these great
I
reads.
think anybody that has an actual tell ain't gonna tell the person they.
All right, Walter versus Kenny. Queen Jack, King Jack. Not a great spot, although we understand why Walter goes all in, and Kenny going to see a flop.
Give me a straight, we'll chop it.
There's paint. Is it the right paint for
Five
Walter?
clubs, 4 diamonds. King of spades.
Gonna be a 6.
It is not the right paint.
Not a good paint.
It's the worst paint for Walter. And that will do it. Walter finishes, what, 6th?
Yep.
Six, but it was a real-
Kind of went card dead there.
Yeah, he never really had much to get going with.
Nope. Unfortunately.
I mean, hey, you can truly say,
6-4 last time?
I didn't pick up anything. You saw all 45 hands. What do you want me to do?
Never got anything going. Just couldn't get anything going.
And on top of it, the only 2 times he actually flopped top pair, he got raised and correctly folded both times. All right, so now we're down to 5. So now we're down to the small blind, Andy. So we got to get. So that puts a little bit of relief on the big
Super
blind.
small. Yeah, the small stacks.
And the person who's in the big putting out 2
Oh yeah,
full
it's big
bigs
alone.
Big alone.
Yeah.
every 5 hands.
15 and then 3.
15 in the middle, 3 in front.
So 15, 3, 15. 15, 3, 15. 5-handed, I believe we're on a $100 money bubble here. Nothing crazy. But still, a hundy's a hundy.
I just don't want to get
2
beat
tanks
up.
of gas.
Not that chip stack going. Come on now.
Used to be only a tank and a half of gas.
I know.
Gas is a little bit better now. It's crazy. I saw some 3s for premium and 3s for premium.
Where?
In Indiana. $3.99 for premium gasoline. I was like, okay, fill me up. Sign me up. Vicky's out of there with the 10 deuce. Tommy on the button here. King, queen. Let's raise it up here, Tommy.
Raise.
There we
Oh,
go.
big raise.
5K, 9K.
14.
Okay.
Going big stack to big stack.
Ken, she wants the payouts.
I don't know what Kenny has
And
yet.
I think that Tommy's going bigger against Kenny because he knows Kenny's willing to defend lighter.
Right.
So I'm going to go bigger here and narrow down his range a little bit. I mean, Kenny ain't going to go crazy here with 7-6 offsuit for this much.
You wouldn't think so.
It's like 1,000.
You know, if Tommy made it 8,000.
Trying to sweat so I can enter him in.
Yeah. Ooh,
Okay, 8-7 suited. I see why he's taking this long.
yeah. You know, looking at the hands we've looked at over the last hour and a half, 8-7
8-7
looks like a pretty
monster.
damn good.
Yeah, it looks like a monster.
But at the same time, he knows that Tommy's making 14,000 with something legitimate.
Where's the 36 brick?
And I think Tommy against the chip leader is like, come on, man, just fold. Let me take it down.
Wow, we get a raise from Kenny. 3 bets it. 36K. He basically puts them all in.
I counted your stack before.
Tommy's going to go the rest of the way.
Yeah, again,
Kind of already put himself into that position.
Tommy's happy that he's only got 8-7 here. He's like, I'll take a 60-40. This is
He didn't want to see ace, king, ace, queen.
right.
Basically anything else he's fine with.
Oh, I counted them just right.
Yeah.
Come on, Bill. I'm gonna add.
Kind of hoping for 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s,
Correct. Yeah, you want him
jacks.
to have sevens here for sure.
All right, can Kenny hold?
Running.
No,
Can't hold. Turn a club?
no.
Needs
On
an
top
ace.
of it,
Flush, he's getting a flush back door.
He's got a diamond.
For him.
flush for Tommy.
Oh,
Ace of diamonds was no good on the river.
Down to 2 outs.
All right, Tommy finds a double, and you know that's our first hand where we've actually had, king queen against ace 7. Those are 2 big hands, especially we're 5-handed now. Everyone's short stack. I mean, when second and chips has 10 big blinds, that really turns ace 7 of clubs up a notch a little bit.
Yep.
Antiques don't have the 5 players.
4 here.
Yeah.
4 tables in the mystery.
Nice,
And a cash game.
nice.
It's live updates.
And 25-minute levels, right, in that thing?
Yeah, 25.
So
40 kick starts.
people will be filing in for the next hour.
Yeah.
Just slowly trickle in. Do we have the drum?
Yeah, they got one at Bridgeview. Plus, the nice thing is, Bears game's late today.
Yeah, it's
so
7
theoretically, if you make it that deep where you're worried about watching the Bears game at home,
Absolutely.
you're towards
in
the
the
final
money.
table. So,
Or
like,
you're
you're not
making
feeling
money.
bad. I like that kind of dynamic. Plus, it's the Green Bay game, which is always big.
Correct.
And Green Bay lost week 1.
Yeah, they sucked. They got smoked.
What are the chances? What's your Brandon prediction? You got any picks?
Yeah, Bears are not going to win.
It's in Lambeau, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
They
tough.
just can't win there.
And fold.
And it's Rogers coming off a loss at home.
And he's
Everybody's down
pissed.
on
And
him.
Fields played so great in game one. I feel like he's
Yeah.
not going to string two together.
No.
You know, if the Bears win tonight,
I
though,
feel like the real reason the Bears won last week is because of the weather, let's be honest.
yeah, that's true.
Take a selfie with it.
Well, it's the Bears. But people are going to start talking if they beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Week
That's
2,
true.
go 2-0.
That's true. They'll start
We're
talking
going to
about
be talking about Super Bowl bids here.
They'll be talking about how bad Green Bay is,
Well, yeah.
not how good we are. But 2-0 would be nice. Their win total's only like 6.
All right, now we're down to blinds are up. So that means we're at Trish, Kenny, and Vicky, and Sony, all under 7 big blinds. Tommy's just sipping his water, hanging out, letting the shorties battle it out.
Yeah.
Sony's trying to pitch for a chop right now.
So this can go one of two ways. I mean, it could be like, from Tommy's perspective, he can put the pedal to the metal and almost just like win the tournament if they fold the next 4 hands. If everybody folds, like he wins, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone's got 4 bigs, or Tommy can just say, I'm going to let them all take each other out.
Play against one player.
Play against one player, and we'll be even in chips. Or they can have a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's 2 ways that it could go.
All right, Queen Deuce, let's see what he's going to do. Pedal to the metal.
Kenny being
Or
kind
easy.
of the wild card. Kenny kind of probably holds Tommy back a little bit because he's got
Plus
right to
he's
his
right,
left.
right after him.
Right, so
All right, Tommy. Kenny's getting in there with the big 4-3. Trish with a real hand.
there you go,
We're gonna see
Trish.
it all
Shove
in.
it
Oh,
in
we
there.
might see a call from Sony here.
Another
Or a
s-
reshove.
Oh,
And Vicky with 10s.
finally.
Whoa!
What hand
Now
are
a
we?
hand.
Hand 90?
50. I
Yes.
don't even know.
Hand 90. We finally got some.
This is a good one. I like this.
And it's funny because Kenny's the only one without anything, and he's putting more chips in.
Yep.
So Penny calls.
All right, Sony. 18,900 a call. It's not a call here. It's either a reshove or a fold, yeah?
So, things to think about. It's Trish. Scary. On the other side, it's her button. Less scary.
Yeah, that's a chip.
Yeah,
However, there's people behind you.
Yeah.
More scary.
I have like 25 something, 27.
Okay.
And now this really puts Vicky in a
A
bad spot.
Yeah. So Sony's all in.
Hey, and what do you know? 10's hardest hand to play. Here we are.
Wow.
Even when you only have 7 big
We're
blinds,
gonna have
you
to,
can
we're
find
gonna have
them.
to save this one because
Right.
you're right. This is the exact reason why 10s are so.
I mean, she's got
effing hard to
7
play.
big blinds. It's a premium. And you still are thinking about mucking it. And I mean, honestly, I don't know what the right answer is. I mean, you gotta think,
Either way, she could call and it's justified. She could fold, justified.
like from a big blind standpoint, you should probably never ever in a million years fold. From an as played standpoint, how could you ever call?
And you do have the wild card Kenny behind you, who could literally have anything.
Correct. But I mean, like, you get a pretty tight Trish to shove. You get a pretty tight Sony to say, screw it, I'm all in.
Right.
But at the same time, you got 6 big blinds. It's 10s. It's never
and you
full
get
10s.
And the idea too is that like you're kind of hoping they're sharing cards too, right? So like you're not really up against.
I mean,
two
you would
big
love
hands.
ace king and ace queen,
right? You're
or
hoping they're
9s
sharing
and ace
cards.
queen, whatever. I mean, this is kind of a
As
nightmare
is,
situation.
they're not
They
sharing.
got
Yeah,
4 over.
she F it, I'm all in. I don't mind this at all.
And I honestly
Kenny,
think,
get in there. Kenny, get in there.
look at
No.
Kenny's like, I'll win this. I'll win this tournament right now. Let me
I'll
show
win
you
this
guys.
right now. All right, it's a straight up everybody's even. Sony's ahead with king queen. How is that possible?
16-9.
They're 33, 33, 34.
I have 22, 26.
Oh, it's just they're all thirds.
I mean, Kenny's or Sony's, I don't know.
I think it's just all 33.3, and it's just a computer has to give one person.
Yeah, or maybe Sony because he's got like 2 good flush draws, right? He's got the club and the spade.
Could be.
Where everybody else only has 1. Trish can only win with the diamond because he's got the clubs, and
And
Vicky's
spades.
got the diamond.
I guess you would give him the point.
Sony does have 2 flush draws.
All right, let's see a flop here.
Sony.
Drills the king. Down to a 10 or an ace to fade.
And honestly, this is a
I
hand
don't
where
know
nobody
if-
played it wrong.
I think the chip stacks might be off a little bit.
Fifth, I get 4.
No, no.
I think
don't have you covered.
I think we have to make sure because I think Vicky
Somebody
ends up
has a
with
little
I
bit
think
of
Vicky ends up with
change.
a little bit. I think the chip counts were a little off.
It's a 23 plus.
So Mike's double checking to make sure, and it is true. Vicky does have
All right.
back.
I think she's got like 1,200.
Yeah.
Let's have some. Thank you, boss. Only using.
Ken, because I was.
Good game, Trish.
So the computer has her eliminated, but
She's
just
not.
from the split pots or the rounding or whatever.
I'm done
You,
it right now.
can,
Correct.
you can fat figure an input by 1,000, and I mean, she's only got 1,000 chips.
No, it's 20.
I mean, she's
The
basically.
numbers are basically right, but they're just
2,300.
technical because she's still.
Yeah. I'm asking her right now what do you actually got left.
Sony has the button.
Looks
there.
like.
It looks like
And she's the small
1,400.
blind coming up.
I mean, you cannot. I think even if it's like, oh, I'm going to flip a coin and it's half the time fold, half the time call, you just lean towards this is a free roll. I'm in there.
And tens.
Tens are tens.
Tens are tens.
I mean, I can't believe I'm sitting here at noon on a Sunday even talking about folding tens for 5 big
Yeah.
blinds
In a free roll.
in a free roll
Yeah.
because I would never.
Nope.
But at the same time, she's not wrong for thinking about it because honestly, you would say that that's almost like her best case. Towards the upper realm of best case scenarios that
Yep.
nobody has her beat.
Yep.
A, they're not sharing and it's 4 overcards. That does suck, but nobody has your beat.
Yeah. They've got her down to 300. She's got more than 300. She's got like.
300 after her small blind.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sony folds.
So she's in for what, 2,000? So she's got 2,300.
2,300.
And let me tell you, she ain't folding. Kenny
Blinds
ain't
are,
folding.
blinds are up. They're 2-4. No.
They're still 2-4. They've been 2-4.
Oh, have they been 2-4? All right, well, it is what it is.
23 of
Plus, you're in for 8,000 on your big blind. Looking at tens, how do you just give up the 8,000 too? Vicky wakes up with a real hand. Ace 10. Kenny, good call. I like the jack deuce. Are you a stand-upper? Do you stand up?
I'm not a stand-upper.
I'm not either. I
Never.
always sit.
I'm actually the opposite. Yeah, I'll sit 20 seconds after I lose the hand. Be like, all right,
Pout a
guys.
little bit.
Yeah, that's,
Let's see, sir.
I'm terrible at poker.
You're allergic to
Hate
bad-
this game.
bad hand?
All right, why do I do
Should
this?
have played Baccarat.
Right. You guys all suck.
Lose this.
Ace, deuce, king. Vicky flops an ace. Kenny's going to need a jack or a deuce here. And just gets
Baseball.
another ace to the face.
And look at that, Vicky, 9K.
She has way more.
Not even terrible.
No.
She
She woke up with a really good hand there. That was a fortuitous ace
most dangerous player.
to show up with.
So in that mix, 5th place for Trish. We should say that.
Yep.
It's a nice little showing. I know she was excited to be on the table.
Yeah. She played great. I didn't see any mistakes.
I mean, these guys all got to play okay to
Maybe
be
the
able
set
to
of
get in
sevens
the
she
top
could have
10.
given away, but I have trouble doing that
Nah,
too.
not against Kenny.
And she has chips.
Just so you know, my pick to clicks are 1 and 2. I didn't know who won.
Who is it?
I
Tommy
said,
and-
I said Tommy and Sony, but then I said, I'm gonna go with Tommy. And I said Kenny's gonna fade at some point. You can't go wire to wire.
Razor.
All right, Sony's
Raise
gonna
from Sony. Four-handed
it.
play.
8,500.
King Jack's a monster hand.
Folds. Folds.
Nice of Vicky to be able to see a hand and fold. You know,
Nice.
it is
She's
nice
got-
when you
she's
go from
got,
2,300 to 9,000. She's tripled up twice in this tournament.
She gets 2 free hands here.
Kenny's going to defend. And what comes with the what comes with the territory of being Kenny is, yes, he takes down and pounds a lot, but he does give away some chips here with the 6-5
Yeah.
to Sony, and you're just going to brick a lot of flops with 6-5 off and give it up. And Kenny's down to 12.
2 big blinds.
They round down. That's really 3.
3 big blinds.
Yeah.
21-8. That's not
I guess really 1 ante, 1 big blind,
3-8 total.
and 1 small blind. That's basically all he's got left. But that can't be. Those images are wrong. He's got more chips than that. I don't not too much, but I don't think he's down that short.
Tommy. Blackjack hand.
Fold. Call.
In there. Kenny, yeah, 21-8. There you go. I feel like you fixed that.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
3-way action, limped pot.
3 players.
Kenny with the best hand, Tommy with the most playable hand. Sony's. I like everybody's hand better than Kenny's,
Check.
and everybody flops better than Kenny.
He has not flopped well.
No, top pair open ender for Sony, top pair better kicker and gutter ball for Tommy, and king high for Kenny. So this is a very good flop for both Tommy and Sony. They're both excited.
Pretty dreamy flop here.
Yeah.
So he
Tommy.
bets it out 10,000. He's a chip leader. He's got chips now. He can bet it out. Plus, he's got a good hand.
He does. Tommy's less excited. I mean, I don't think he's going to fold right here. Obviously not. But you don't like Sony being the aggressor. I guess he's not really the aggressor, but he is the aggressor now. It was limped pre-flop. But some alarm bells early for Tommy.
He's going to peel a card here. Hope for a 9.
Check.
Checks.
Ace. Now he's got a double gutter, right? So as much as that card sucks for Tommy because he's worried about the ace, I mean, what aces does
hit
Sony
check, check.
really have in
Not
his
many.
range? Not many, right?
He breaks.
And I think this is just going to go check, check. They're happy to show down.
Tommy takes down a very good pot.
Yep.
Ender with that.
Good call on the turn.
Yep.
Nice hand.
Flop. But yeah, I mean, there's just
Yeah,
they're
my
both
bad.
they're
Good call on
both
the flop.
that turn kind of kills the action, even though they both kind of know that they don't have an ace.
Right.
Oh, man, I know. You had a jack.
mean, what's-
I just think we had a seven.
I mean, that would be a very thin value bet from Tommy to value bet the river and get called by basically exactly that hand is what you're rooting for,
Yeah.
right?
Well played, buddy.
All right, 2-4-2. Mike cruising along, 2 straight hours of dealing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 3 straight hours.
3
of
straight
dealing.
hours.
Early on a Saturday morning. We got another. Maybe this might be the last
Kenny with a
hand
big one.
on this level.
Fold.
Kenny's all in. I'm gonna tell you that right now, fellas.
There's all in.
There he goes.
Fold.
This is a slam dunk. Don't even think about it. Hopefully, take down the blinds. But Vicky's basically all in. So
Yeah. She looked at it right away. Ace Jack versus.
Oh,
I-
king of clubs, 4 of diamonds.
King 4?
Jack 10. We got great vision.
King 4.
Give me the same ace you gave. Huh?
6,900.
I mean, she's got live cards.
Oh, she was all. I mean, she was all in. She had 6,000 out there. She couldn't fold.
Hey, it's a great hand. He's in the city.
It's like an ace.
Ace of hearts.
And she's standing. She tried this. She should have stood pre-flop. It worked last time.
You need to run out like
Boom. Okay.
Oh, 4 ball.
Living.
No, the beats just keep coming
As
for
soon
Kenny.
as she stands up,
straight and
she
you feel
wins.
like that
Just a
runner,
beat. He cannot
runner, 4-4.
hold.
Maybe 5%.
Can't get her out.
Unbelievable.
Just like that. Vicky up to 18. Kenny down to 13.
Oh man.
And that's a sick one. I mean, she's dead on every turn that's not
You know, you tried, I tried.
4, king, 5, or
King
something.
or 4.
That's
I know
it.
you're.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
Jeez
ask.
Okay, you got
Louise.
ace jack, had a king, so remember?
Yeah.
Sony trying to give him the pep talk, like, well, nothing you can do there, buddy.
This hand or that?
Yeah, I can. I can win.
I can win.
They can knock
maybe,
him 4-4.
Maybe I could knock a player out. That would be nice.
Right. I mean, heaven forbid we get a pay jump and I have 40,000 to battle with you guys. Nah, you're right.
Nah, just punt my ace jack,
Right.
four-handed.
Down to 3 big. See, where everything's fine.
down to
Sony.
she needs to turn a draw.
I know you're as strong as ace jack, but I.
Everything's fine over here in the world of Kenny.
Kenny, 23, no go. Sony loves his blackjack hands.
He really has picked up a lot of them.
Yeah. Raise? You see a raise? No, just a call. Tommy with the real hand here. Vicky's not gonna. I will give this. She's very dedicated. Granted, they've been some shitty hands to play with, but like she's been very good about like not getting in the mix. Tommy shoves it with ace queen, really putting Sony to the test here.
I don't know.
Shows the king 10 and right on cue. We said this an hour and a half ago. Sony's gonna limp in there with the king 10, but he's never gonna go crazy.
Nope.
If somebody shows aggression, and rightfully so, Tommy's probably only showing aggression with better hands than king 10. Sony realizes that, and he's out of there.
We always chop over there. That's CCG. If I can get there. Long way to go.
It is kind of funny to see two players with two bigs.
Yeah. Is there a difference between fourth and third? There's a big difference, right? I think it's like
200, I think. Yeah, it's 100. 300 to 400.
okay, so it's not really a big difference.
We're still in the
3, 4, 6, 1, right? 300 for fourth, 400 for third, 600 for second, 1,000 for first.
we got it.
Kenny gets a walk.
What do you have?
9-3. I think Tommy made a mistake there.
Walks are great.
I think he wasn't paying attention.
Big blinds.
I will never complain about a walk.
Not when
Even
you have
I
two
pick
big
up a hand.
blinds. When you have two big blinds and you get a walk, seems great.
You got 1.5 of them out there.
That seems great. That seems great.
I didn't even realize he had two big blinds. Oh, man.
Blinds are up. They're at 3,000, 6,000 now. What do they say, Brandon? The price of poker is going up.
I find it funny that Kenny basically doubled up and now he has less big blinds.
Mm-hmm.
Because blinds went up.
King 6.
There's all it.
I feel like
Oh,
that's
this
all
is
of
great.
them.
This is Kenny's just happy to have a
Sony,
king.
Queen 9, justifiably to call, plus it's only 10K.
Sony's in for what, 9? And it's 9K more.
Yeah, I mean,
15,000.
he calling.
15-9 altogether.
I don't even think I'd look.
All day.
So 9.
Not many hands you can fold.
What hands can you fold?
7 deuce.
That's about it,
8
right?
deuce. 9 deuce. 10 deuce, jack deuce. Maybe about it.
Basically any deuce. Yeah.
I'm already 35% in there. I'm not going to fold.
This is if you got 2 cards above an 8 in your hand, you can't fold.
No.
I'll stand up and stay ahead.
All right, Kenny's standing up this time.
Slightly ahead.
You took a short 500. Son.
Standing up and moving to a better spot in the table to
Yeah.
see the
I
flop.
want to stay ahead, son.
I'm rooting for him.
Kenny's like, you know what? I'm going to try this stand up.
I'm
thing.
rooting for him.
Everybody stands up against me and gets what they need.
I'm rooting for him.
I'm going to stand up and.
Mine is 9. Mine 9.
Okay.
Oh, did you see him this weekend with his Fossil Man goggles on?
No.
Oh, it's great. He's
That's
got the
awesome.
OG Fossil Man
King 10-5.
glasses. 6
Big.
ball. And the bad beats.
9 of spades. Oh, wow.
No, they don't continue. He finds it. You just got to stand up and you win.
No, Sony River to 9.
Good luck
Oh.
with the deep
Kenny's
stack.
eliminated.
Oh,
I'm going to the deep stack. Good game, good game, good game. Great deal.
Hey,
Not playing.
Oh.
Ever the sportsman, shakes everybody's hand,
Yeah.
gives the dealer a pat. Can't believe you screwed me so bad, kid.
thanks for the 5 bad
Thanks
beats,
for the
kid.
5 bad
Good,
beats.
good dealing.
See you later, guys.
Hopefully you don't. You aren't my dealer in the real tournament in a few hours.
You're not going to work today, are you?
Back more for it.
You're getting
Okay, and Vicky finds her way into third
Third
place.
place. She thought she was out in
5th.
fifth. Yeah.
Now she got a couple. She got double. Now she's up to $400.
small blinds.
So now this is the first time we can introduce, and I mean it's not too much, but there would be ICM between now Tommy and Sony.
Right.
They couldn't. Tommy could really put pressure on Sony, where like Sony would.
Players all in.
It would be terrible for Sony to go out before
Third.
Vicky.
Right.
Vicky has 1 big line.
Sony's all in. She doesn't like that play.
Folds.
I had a 7.
Shows back 7.
Oh my God. So you have
I
She's
think
gonna.
he showed pocket sevens
pocket
there.
sevens.
No, she showed pocket 7.
He showed
Yeah.
pocket
Oh, okay.
sevens.
He had 7.
She was
Oh.
Super dead in the
She was
water.
He
dead,
was suited.
and she
Maybe a
did
heart and a club.
have 6,000 in that hand, so
Pocket sevens.
she had half her stack.
Yep.
So
I mean,
hey, save
good
it.
fold.
Save it.
Vicky, less than 1 big blind, and now Tommy and Sony, Tommy and Sony, Tommy and Sami. Damn it.
What are you saying?
Tommy and Sony are basically even in chips
They
too.
are.
That was amazing.
Fours have been good.
They both have about 50%. Because
She got less than 1
She's
big
got
blind.
1% or 3% or whatever. But so Vicky's gonna need to find one of her infamous triple ups, which she has 2 of. It's very
Jack
easy.
7 suited seems like a good time to put it in there.
Stick in the money,
like
stand
it.
up, and win.
9-5 suited.
9 to 5. Dolly Gordon. 7-11.
I mean, she's ahead.
8, 7,
60-40. Can she survive again?
Tommy's happy. He gets money back. He's like, wait, I can lose this hand and I get
Still
money
making
back.
money.
I'm still making money.
He's free rolling in the free roll.
She is ahead. And she is standing, so she should
She
flop
flops
top
a
two.
jack.
Okay.
Ooh, got to fade an 8.
Okay.
She wins again.
2 pair, jack.
You can never lose. The all-ins, you won all your all-ins.
She's getting good at this. Stand up, take a drink, sit back down, have a whole bunch more
Get
chips.
more
in front of
chips. Yeah.
her. All right, now Vicky, the key is to not lose them while you're seated, because you win them when you're standing.
Yeah, don't
So don't
sit.
lose them when you're seated here.
Stand up. Oh, the owner of Triton Poker unexpectedly passed away.
Yikes. Who's that guy?
Ivan Liao,
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
39.
Yeah. Wow.
That's sad.
That is sad.
Fold.
You never like to see somebody go that young.
Or just go.
Yeah, heart attack.
Raise it up.
That's what he said? That's what it said?
Passed away from an apparent heart attack.
13.
Jesus, 39. That's scary.
18, sorry. 18,000.
We are waiting on Sony with King 10. Okay, Tommy's raising up 7s.
Sony with the King 10. Vicky's out of the way. She'd love to see one of them knock the other one out.
Yeah, she would.
So now with King 10, when you got this kind of ICM pressure, does it change how you play?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Hold you show.
I mean, does the King 10 get better if they're like all equal in chips, third?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, they do.
I know it's flipping.
And I mean, Sony's got to be saying, man, like, what? How good does my hand have to be be able to put all these chips in the pot? Like, it's got to be like the nuts. I mean, you just in Sony's one of those places. Well, I know how this starts. It starts with 8,000 on the flop, and then I flop a king, and then Tommy's betting because he knows that I have to fold everything.
Right.
And then he just pounds the turn, and the next thing I know, it's all in on the river. Now what? And now we're in this. You know, Sony can just eliminate the whole spot. I'm out.
Get out.
I don't really care. It's king 10.
Doesn't matter.
Right, I'm out. We can reassess here in 9 minutes if Vicky's out. You know,
Right.
That's where.
Tommy Jack 10. Sony can.
Sony with an ace.
Vicky with the
Vicky
8-6.
with half her stack
So
in
I
again.
feel like Sony's going to put it all in with
Yep.
an ace. She's got a call.
She ain't folding. 8-6.
She's got another flip, another live flip. I mean, she's gotten good hands. Let's see if she can get. This is all in number
Of course.
6.
I'm 1 out of 5 so far. I'm 1 out of. I'm 1
I know
out
she
of
has
5
2 triple ups
against
and a
her.
double up,
So
so
I'm
minimum all
20%.
in
I need
4.
to win one
Yeah.
more.
One,
It's 11,600.
I'm just calling.
Of course, you only one big blind, and I have
I
an
mean,
ace.
all ins work every hand except the last
C
hand.
and
How about a
ace.
10
She does have a
plus
gutter ball. Backdoor spades too. Boom. Okay, she needs a
Needs
7. Boom.
Good game.
All right, good run by Vicky.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly, she could have gotten probably 7th in
Yep.
this tournament. So, I mean, to make it all the way to 3rd
All right. I
and
don't wanna
fighting
be second
for
place two
chips down
months in a row,
3-handed.
Okay.
Nice little showing.
It's a dead small
Right,
ball.
Ken? I don't want to be
You're the bigger
second
one,
place 2
or-
months in a row.
And what do you know?
With dead small ball.
Tommy
and Sony.
and Sony.
Those were your 2 picks.
Well, it's heads up, so it wouldn't be a dead small ball.
Yeah, I knew that
I was
Sony
small
did well. I
last
had no
time.
idea
Small.
how Tommy did. Which is why I went with Tommy. I picked a click because
Good luck over there.
I'm cheating if I went with Sony.
Now, who do you like?
No, I still like Tommy. I
Yeah.
can't switch now. It's
I
like
guess I'm on Team Sony.
it's like yeah, I guess so. It's like the Monty. It's like the doors. They give you the chance to switch.
Right, you're not
You're supposed to switch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the weird math. You're supposed to switch. I ain't switching. I'm sticking with.
sticking.
I got a car behind my door, and his name's Tommy.
Well,
We got. Yep, here we go.
Ace Jack. He's gonna. Oh, let's see what. Yep. Sony's gonna limp.
I feel like we're gonna see a lot of limping
I know you can do
Raise to
that.
20.
Raise.
and big raises and punishing and not too many hands, not too much flop.
There's ace jack.
Tommy, our first player to breach the 100K mark.
Boom, that's 5 players for the chip stacks.
Yep. That's good math. Out of 9, it's more than half.
It is
All that math checks out.
9s, which means that Sony. Must have
4 nines.
four chips. Yeah. All right. Glad we got all the difficult math out of the way before we started the heads up play.
Now let's see if Tommy's heads up. Good cards can go. Yeah, I mean,
Call.
9,
Yep.
10.
Check.
Check. Let's see a flop. Eight, 4 deuce.
Whole lot of squadoosh.
Check.
4 ball. All right, we're gonna see a check. Somebody's gonna win with the jack high.
Check.
Kind of exactly how I thought that hand would play out.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky being a good sport. Heading on over to play the Warrenville deep stack at 4 o'clock.
Yep. Which is always good. What would you say the standard amount of time for a 20K starting stack, 15-minute levels, sit and go should take?
Between 2 and 3 hours.
And this
I think-
one lasted like, what, almost 4?
Yeah. I guess 3 hours.
3 seems good.
Yeah.
Pocket 4s for Sony.
I guess I forgot about the first.
All
seven.
in with 4s. Woo!
Don't want to play them. No flops are good flops. So
Get it in and hope you win the flip.
right. Or maybe they got ace deuce. That's what I always tell for when I got
Really?
fours. Like, oh, man, they just got ace deuce suited.
Sony now breaches the 100K mark. Or was he the one that originally had 100K?
No, it was Tommy.
Yeah. It's funny, heads up play. They go back and forth pretty quick.
That was a good one.
Thanks, Doc.
I was practicing ping. Speaking of going back and forth, I was practicing ping pong back there while you were on your hiatus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Check.
these new pedals are nice. We got Tommy completing the small blind on the button with the jack 6 and Sony checking the king deuce. And this is how heads up play is probably going to be until we run
That's
into a
6,000.
couple big hands. Tommy is going to take a stab. Sony's
Yeah.
like, oh, you probably don't have an ace because you would have raised. So what do you have here, a 5 or a 4? Maybe I'm gonna
Sony's got a
raise.
gut shot.
He does.
I think he feels like if he hits his 3, he's going to get paid off.
Call.
But instead of... Oh, no, he just calls. Wheel? Steel wheels?
Checks.
Never fails.
Wow.
Just drills it.
And now Tommy does have an open ender, which makes his hand a little awkward because he bluffed a flop and then picked up a lot of equity.
Right.
That's
10 on the river.
Fold.
10,000 on the river.
All good.
Winner, winner, right?
Winner, winner. Chicken dinner.
All right. So they are playing for $400. All of a sudden there was no pay jumps, and now this is a $400 heads up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Next one.
Ooh, jack deuce versus 9 deuce.
Let's flop a deuce.
call. Checks.
All right, we got a call and a check. Heck of a thumb roll there, Mikey.
Those cards are tough.
Sony's got a flush draw. He's going to bet it.
9,000.
Tommy's got no pair.
Fold.
Can't do much besides mock.
And now we've got it where Sony's starting to run away with it here a little bit.
Yeah, a
He's
little
got
bit.
him 2-1,
4-8
where they were even about 3 hands ago.
And Tommy hasn't done much.
No.
Nothing. That's the thing. When you're this short, every chip kind of matters, and every decision is obviously a big one. But, you know, one double up, and Tommy has him 2-1, so. I think Sony can smell it a little bit. You know, he's in his head. A couple more pots here, and I'm gonna.
I got this.
I got
He
this.
looks down at ace deuce suited.
No, I can see him just jamming here.
Call.
Tommy's got what? Tommy's only got
Players
3,000.
all in.
Yep.
Tommy. So now this is where if Tommy's going the limp strategy, and I say this all the time on repeat, but like, hopefully Tommy's going to be limping with his big hands too.
So they start.
If he's limping every single hand, just keep the train going.
Yep.
Don't limp 10-7, but then raise with queens. Because then Sony's never going to be able to do what he just did.
Right.
And you have queens. Every time Sony does what he does, you have 10-7.
Yeah.
You never have queens. And Sony takes it down again. And now this is a big pot here for Tommy. I mean, I know it's just a random hand, but I mean, Tommy's got 12,000 out there. Right? 4, 8. Yeah, he's got 12K out there.
Tommy, winner buy the lunch, okay? Winner pays for the lunch.
Yeah, I can't go to lunch.
These chips are dwindling fast.
They are. I wonder what Sony's going to do here with Jack 6. I think he's won basically like every hand of heads up. Is he going to just see it?
Gosh.
And then Tommy punish?
Call.
It looks like he raised.
Check.
Are you gonna play tomorrow?
Probably not.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm watching the Bears game, so yeah. I love Bears being there.
Heads up again.
King 4-3.
I don't know what Tommy's got. Oh, there we go. But Sony don't have anything. Tommy's got a 4.
So I misspoke. It wasn't a raise. There was a check, but it looks like there's a raise out there.
Check.
Sony turns him with a jack.
Wow. And 4 spades out there is going to eliminate anybody from betting.
Yeah.
And they're shaking their heads. I got a pair. I got a pair. Pair's good.
Flop the pair.
Turn
no
the pair.
spade. Everybody's got red cards except the flop and the board.
Everyone's got red cards except for everything else. All right, so Sony came in here. That is right. Wow, he came in here with the starting stack then, and ran up all those chips.
Tommy down to 40,000.
Wow, you just talked about him having 100,000. I don't even think he put
King
it.
9. Kind of think this might be the spot. Tommy agrees. Sony, what you got? I mean, does Sony ever fold here?
Yeah,
I don't know what he's got.
got to fold sometimes.
What's he need to call here?
I was just thinking that. Obviously, I think he's calling any ace, right?
Any
Ace, any
heads
pocket
up.
pair.
Yep.
King.
A lot of kings.
Jack suited. King 10 suited. I think you maybe fold King 10 offsuit. Then maybe sprinkle in Queen Jack suit. Should be about it. Mucking Queen 10, mucking Queen 9, mucking all your Jacks and all your 10s, and anything lower than
Anything
that.
lower than a right. Queen deuce for Tommy. 4-5 for Sony this time.
Call and players all in. Fold.
All right, that's 2 hands in a row. We got it all in from Tommy and no call from Sony. Picking up all those blinds.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
huge right now.
Yeah, right. I mean, Tommy can go 4 hands of just getting shoved fold through. This could even back up really quickly without Tommy ever showing his cards.
Pretty big sum.
But at the same time, like you said, it always works until it doesn't.
All in works every time but the last time.
Right. Because then you're either out or you win the tournament.
Right.
Oh,
Okay, back to the limping.
check.
Secretly hoping that Tommy just has something big under there every time he limps.
I think
Every time
10-7.
it's like Jack 7.
You got me?
Jack 7.
Okay. It's great.
Jack 7.
Ding dong.
This is where Ken's poker face comes in because I know he's got Jack
Just
7.
walk away, get out of this frame, and go back behind my camera.
So
Or
Sony's
behind-
screaming for an 8. Now Sony's going to take a stab at it.
8,500.
12,000?
Tommy just does
8,500. Just bets to minimum bet. I love the Tommy look here. He's thinking, what can I get out of this?
What does he have?
How much can I get out of this?
Let me
He got
touch
a
my
real
phone.
hand.
Let me keep my arm. My arm's kind of feeling a little, numb because it's standing up there. But I can't really move my arm at this time because I got a full house. So let me recheck.
I don't want to
my
make any
hand.
quick motions.
Right. Let me recheck. Yeah, that is a jack and a 7.
I'm adding up. Him and Han. Can I call? Can I not call? What do I do? Sony, you put me to the test here. I'm going to peel one more card.
All right, yeah, maybe I can hit a club.
8 tournaments done.
8 ball.
Quad jacks.
Oh.
I think it might be better because maybe if he had a 7.
Yeah. I see that. I see that logic. Also, the tournament would not have been over for
No,
Nick.
you know what I mean.
I do. Double up, but
All
the
right.
people at home are probably
Sony's going to continue the bluff here.
Bad timing for Sony. He goes. I know, but he goes for it one time, and the guy's got a quads.
And look at the. I was thinking the whole time, like in
Stoic.
rounders, when like she's like,
Jack.
look at that guy,
Jack.
just letting him bet the whole time. When she's talking about Johnny Chan, she's just look at that fucker. He's just sitting there. Tommy's just hanging out, thinking. I think at this point, Sony knows that he's not calling anything, so no need to go much more here.
Ooh, he's got one chip in his hand. Is that just going to be an all-in announce? No, he's going to shuffle.
So I think he bets less than what he's got.
There's a
35.
And fold.
Yeah. All that Hollywood for nothing. But I liked it, though. Because if he had a 7, he might have gotten a call through waiting that long.
Hey, look, we got the payouts in. August
Hey.
free roll. We did call it August free roll.
Too much time.
Even though it's in September.
Right.
It's for the
And
August
we're announcing
qualifiers.
it short for damn near in October.
Yep.
Can't do no good.
All right, so we're 3 hours and 45 minutes into this thing. Which puts us at, what, almost 4 o'clock real time. They got deep stacks to play. I will say the turnover rate of free roll to then deep stack is close to 100%.
Pretty high, yeah.
Yeah. Or I shouldn't say deep stack, going to the event.
Mm-hmm.
8. Call.
43 from Saudi.
Time was a little bit late.
Limping
Getting
a
out
call.
this big blind there. And once again,
I guess we know.
oof, 7-4-3.
10-7 for
10-7.
Tommy. So Tommy flops top pair.
11,000.
Sony with the dream flop with the 4-3.
There's all.
Sony's
This
not
could
messing
be
about.
the end of the tournament here. This is kind of wild by Sony.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's so many bad turns in his mind. Let me take it down. Pot's big.
Call.
Tommy can't get rid of it. He's going to call.
Yeah, I mean, this is... what
Kinda
are you
plays
gonna
itself.
do, right? I mean,
4 of hearts. Or diamond.
5 ball
Fade
and
a 6.
diamonds.
I think I will. Just count it. I think.
Is that it?
I think you have
Trying to figure it out.
20.
Maybe not quite it, but... Man, Tommy fought all the way back with that one hand and got all the way back to chip leader, huh?
I mean, they were basically, like even, but...
That hand is just tough. Tommy really can't get away from top pair. It's a draw heavy board. I mean, he's got plenty of outs.
65,000.
After the turn, I mean, he can hit a 10, he can hit a 7, he can hit a 5, he can hit a 6 for a chop.
Say 71,000.
So if Tommy has any chips left, it's going to be pennies.
74.
74 to
74, 2,000.
65.
I know you were trying to make it to the Warrenville by 4 o'clock for the flip, so you're
It
probably
did
like,
not
please,
happen.
please, please, be over, be over.
What is it?
74 2. So you have him covered. So
Give
yeah.
1,000 back to him. I think this is much.
It's 75. I'll give him 8 back.
No, no. Okay, that's fine. He has changed, I think, just keep 200. Keep 2 blacks.
Yep.
So that's fine. It's the same.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
74, so like this, yeah.
Nice flop for you.
Thank you.
And
This is dirty flop.
he does have some chips left. Looks like about 10K.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's a nice little chunk left there.
What do you black should go with?
I guess we can bring some color up chips. Next
Yep.
time.
All right, so we've got Tommy down to
About 10K. Looks like.
I had a feeling you hit it hard.
And Sony with all the chips.
Yeah, I'm not shoving. I'm not shoving.
I was hoping you had a flush draw.
Big blinds on the end.
Looking at this.
You counting them out like a little fish. Bouncing at a time.
8, 4 is 12, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Oh, I don't have any opinions.
All right, 8,000 for Tommy. The rest for Sony.
The rest.
We got it all in a fold.
I think Tommy folded. This small blind. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4,000 in, he had 8,000 behind. Said I'll live to fight another day.
Must be bad.
And now he's all in.
Yep. At least he's all in for both the big blind and the ante.
Regular event, we never get a chance to
Just
play.
four go in the middle.
Never want to have to win it all in just to get back what you put in
Practice.
the ante form.
You gonna play the World Series?
So you just automatically call it, right?
So we do have a forced all in here. Tommy
Just call it.
has no choice. Making the pot right.
Whatever it is, I call in dark.
Yeah.
Hands going face down.
What you had.
Ooh, Mike put those right on the spot.
pretty
So he
good.
didn't even have to touch them. They registered.
Battle of crappy hands.
And 83.
83.
What did he muck last hand? 98?
Yeah.
Muck 98 to get 83.
We both got a piece of that. Oh, you got 2 pairs. 6.
And
9.
83 is good.
Wow, turns 2 pair.
83. Man. Sony plays all tournament, barely ever flops top pair. Flops top pair and a gutter ball there. And just
Always.
loses.
He's live till the last chip in his hand, man.
And this is where it starts, right? You win one more, and
Then you can actually
then,
fold the hand.
then Kenny's like, oh man, they're just going to play forever.
It's not even.
They're eventually going to have to stop.
What is it?
They wanted to take the break. I was like, nope.
No break. Tommy, you double up 2 more times, then you can have a break. $83 for Tommy again. Out of there.
No bueno.
Sony will gladly take that, and he's back to his 8,000. The 8,000 that Tommy just doubled up with.
He's got it right back.
Right. It really shows you when you're this low, you got to string 4,
a lot
yeah,
together.
3 or 4 in a row. You can't ever fold. Like Tommy just folded away his whole double up
Last
there.
month
And it's 83 offset. What are you gonna do?
wasn't it?
But like, it just shows you how
You kind of just have to
lucky
just
you
do
have
it.
to really,
Just
yeah.
rip it.
Years I played early bird. I was usually play the other ones.
Right, you got to have the old mentality. I don't care what I got.
care what I got.
gotta
I'm all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing again. I have no idea.
All right, Queen 6, 7, 3. Suited 7-3, though.
Yep.
Oh, I'm behind. That means I'm gonna win.
Probably the way things
The way things are, you gotta be behind here to win. I think 7 or 3 shows up. Come on. Oh, it's a 7. 6 for the sweat. 6. Oh, straight. You can never kill him. Can you believe this?
Um,
Oh, it's so much fun, isn't it? Huh? You're gonna probably come back and beat
Tommy
me.
rivered
Were you running?
a
I
gutter
beat
ball.
you, dude.
Huh?
Oh, really?
Yes, he did. Didn't really see much of that hand, but
Holding the hand.
Sony flopped a 7. Tommy rivered a
Holding
gut
the
ball.
small blind at the right
And,
time, I had a big hand.
Is up to 12,000.
Once I had a loud hand, every time I had a big hand.
Really fighting an uphill battle. Start with 8, double up, only got 12. And on to the next hand.
Play it on.
I call.
And Tommy
How
shoves.
much more?
76 suited. Man, 4 straight hands. He hasn't had a card above a 9.
No, last time I was behind.
Sony's in there with the Queen 8,
Four more.
and
4 more?
Yeah.
I don't know if Tommy has the magic to do it again. Another 60-40.
All right, let me. at
Sony
least
is a get ahead,
0 out of
again
3
ahead.
up right now, all ins. I got a 25%.
And
1 out of 4 at least. I got a 9.
gutter ball. Actually, he's good right now with Queen High.
9 or ace.
Still good with Queen High. Ship the tournament. No, chop it up. No, ship the tournament.
Queen
High.
plays.
Queen plays.
You played well.
Tommy gave it a good battle.
He did.
He tried to come all the way back. Sony lost a bunch of all-ins there when he was forced to. I like it.
They both played good.
No bad play this time.
No.
I thought it was great. Thanks for watching. We will catch you next time. See you, everybody.
See ya.